your needs. Let's see what the stars have in store for you today. Aries, passionate and independent. This is going to be a rather intense day. On the positive side, you'll accomplish a lot. On the less positive side, you may be exhausted by the end of the day. You're advised to try and pace yourself. Taurus, smart, ambitious, and trustworthy. Today it's important that you make your own decisions and stick with them. Much as you prefer to depend on others, your judgment really is best. You'll be paralyzed if you think only of how others will react to your decisions. You do know what is best. Gemini, smart, passionate, and dynamic. You're a dreamer and everyone loves you for it. There are personal issues to resolve, and it does no good to have your head in the clouds. This is a time to focus on loved ones. Perhaps your partner or your children feel neglected. Cancer, emotional and intuitive. Much has happened recently, but you have allowed enough time to process it. It's likely that big changes are brewing at home or work, so follow your heart and mind to make those changes. Leo, bold, intelligent, warm and courageous. You've made progress these past few weeks, especially where your temper is concerned. It has taken some effort, but it does seem that you can overcome your tendency to speak before thinking. Don't lose the ground you've gained. There's one person whose mission seems to be to make you explode. Don't let him or her rankle you. Take a deep breath and rise above it. Virgo, smart, sophisticated, and kind. This is likely to be an intense day, Virgo. Family and friends may seem testy, so you're advised to stay out of their way. Don't worry, it isn't anything you've done, it's the planetary energy. If you go someplace private and shut the door, feel free to do so. Libra, intelligent and kind with a big heart. This isn't the most cheerful time because important issues are rearing their heads again and forcing you to address them. You'd rather not, but you can't wish them anyway. The time has come to deal with them once and for all. Scorpio, passionate, independent. Don't try to force anything or anyone right now. You will find that today's elements are just as stubborn as you are. Today's planetary configurations will force you to finally start to turn your dreams into reality, whether you want to or not. Sagittarius, independent and strong-willed. You're incredibly productive with good business sense. However, lately you have felt dissatisfied with where you are in life. As you look around, you might wish you had more possessions to show for all your hard work. Capricorn, smart, hardworking. You have a keen analytical mind that has served you well in business. This characteristic doesn't always serve you well in your personal life. It's likely that someone close has bristled from your lack of empathy. Aquarius, independent and unique. This is the beginning of an exciting period in your life. Your relationship with a significant other may have been a rut lately, but that's about to change. Both of you are ready for something big. Pisces, smart and creative. You have a passionate nature. Sometimes it's difficult for when other people don't share your exuberance. This is a good time to tone things down a notch. There's some tension in the air, and your enthusiasm only serves to annoy rather than charm, as it usually does. And that's your horoscope for today, brought to you with the kind compliments of Jyoti's Puja Store of Main Road, Chase Village, for all your puja needs. And if it's your birthday today, happy birthday to you from the management and staff of U97.5 Hot Like Pepper Multicultural Radio. And if it's your anniversary, happy blessed anniversary. And your quote for today: never let yourself down. Remember, you have a great value, so place it on yourself and see your true worth. Thank you for joining me for your daily horoscope. I am Irma Rajan Singh, wishing you a safe, blessed and positive day ahead. Stay tuned to U97.5 Hot Like Pepper Multicultural Radio for great programming throughout the day. Up next is You Talk with Kenrick Jagannath.
Well, thank you very much, Uma, for today's horoscope. As we continue with today's edition of the morning program, You Talk on 97.5 FM Hot Like Pepper. Let's thank Jyoti's Puja Store for partnering with us here at 97.5 FM Hot Like Pepper. Stay with us here.
Jyoti's Puja Store is your one-stop puja store for all puja, wedding and cremation materials. Also available books, mithai and murtis made to order. Visit Jyoti's Puja Store today and be greeted with the kindest and most courteous staff with best prices and secured parking. Jyoti's Puja Store located at 542 Southern Main Road, Chase Village, Shigwanas. Contact 671-3849.
A&S Hardware and General Contractors Limited of 107 Bonaventure Road in Gasparillo for all your hardware materials from foundation to finish. Not forgetting all your general contracting needs. We have it all at A&S Hardware and General Contractors Limited, located at 107 Bonaventure Road in Gasparillo. Just call Tiki Ali at 650-2180.
A&S Hardware are wholesalers and retailers of plywood, an assortment of lumber, galvanized pipe, hollow section and steel. Customers can enjoy special prices on white pine and pitch pine doors.
On the road again with U97.5 FM Hot Like Pepper Multicultural Radio. Yes, we're back with our road shows. Be part of the U97.5 FM bandwagon as we bring you live broadcasts from locations throughout the country. Come enjoy our company with music, entertainment, and lots of giveaways. Stay with the U97.5 FM Hot Like Pepper Multicultural Radio for greater programming as we hit the road again.
Kathy's Cool Spot Enterprises Limited, number 86 Pearville, opposite the TSTT Exchange in Mayaro. We specialize in all types of meats, dry goods, liqueur, beverages, ice, LPG, gas, motor oils, stationery supplies, and photocopying. We also provide rentals of tents and chairs for your every occasion. Come in and take advantage of our specials at reduced prices on liqueur, wholesale and retail. We are open every day, even on public holidays, for your convenience. TT Post services are available here at Kathy's Cool Spot Enterprises Limited of number 86 Pearville, Mayaro, where our friendly staff will be happy to serve you.
For quality items, Visit Super Quality Supermarket of Endeavour Road, Chaguanas, and Trin City Industrial Estate in Trin City, as well as Quality Cash and Carry Supermarket, Cuba Car Park, for all your grocery items, liquor, fresh fruits, and vegetables, not forgetting their bed and bath section, and kitchen appliances for your home. With so many items to choose from, take advantage of our great prices and discounts at any of our 3 locations: Trin City Industrial Estate in Trin City, Endeavour Road, Chaguanas, and Cuba. For quality items, Super Quality Supermarket and Quality Cash and Carry Supermarket.
Attention all bakers, doubles vendors and roti makers. Try our high quality unbleached bromate free all-purpose and baker's flour. Low price and conveniently packaged in 2 pounds, 2 kg, 10 kg and 25 kg bags. For wholesale and retail prices, contact Shiklisha Limited 665-3336 or visit us at Warrenville, Canupia. Shiklisha Limited, quality you can trust.
The following is a paid political announcement.
Hello, I am Rajendra Ramprasad, your PNM candidate for Couva South. I ask for your support to take Couva South into government and to improve the quality of life for all of us. I have specific plans to create jobs, to improve agriculture, to revive Point Lisas, and to develop our infrastructure, also to enhance security. As a person born in Dow Village, California, and started my education at Esperanza Presbyterian School, I want to use my years as a successful businessman and a resident of Couva South to partner with you to make our communities better. I ask for your vote on August the 10th. Vote Rajendra Ramprasad, the right choice for a better Couva South. Vote PNL.
That was a paid political announcement.
Yes, indeed, and thank you very much for being with us here at 97.5 FM Hot Like Pepper. I am Ken McJuggernaut, and yes, I'll be taking you until the hour of 9 this morning as we look at the issues of the day, the challenges facing us here in Trinidad and Tobago, and also offer you, the listening audience, an opportunity to share your thoughts and to share your views with me on the issues of the day. But to do so, you need to call us at 636-7547-227-5739, and you can also WhatsApp us at 378-4975. Let me say a very special good morning to all of our neighbors here at Exchange Lots in Couva, to the members of the Trinidad and Tobago Fire Services, all the police officers attached to the Couva Police Station, to the market vendors, and wherever you are hearing this live broadcast. Thank you very much for choosing 975. Good morning to our international audience streaming live with us. Note, you can also catch us live on RCL U975. That's on YouTube. You can also catch us live on our Facebook. So stay with us as we continue to bring you great programming during the course of the day. You're with the most interactive morning program on the airwaves of Trinidad and Tobago, U-Talk 975. Well, at this time, let me keep you abreast as to what are some of the major stories as published in today's edition of the Newsday newspaper. Today, it's a Thursday, July 30th, 2020. And in today's edition of the Newsday, well, it's about 72 pages in total. Yes, 72 pages. It is chock full of news and views. You can also get the latest in the world of sport. So go outside there, purchase your copy of this publication. As I said, it is priced at only $3 and it's available at all leading newsstands throughout the country. All right, so let's take a look at the front cover of today's edition of the Newsday newspaper. Minister of Health Terence Dial Singh is saying stress to get COVID-19 information. hostile public. The minister would have shared this with the national audience at yesterday's media conference, the daily conference, or rather the weekly conference hosted by the Ministry of Health, making some startling revelation indeed. So you can get the details on page 3. Health Minister Terence Dayal Singh has revealed that ministry officials have been met with open hostility from the public. This when they have tried to engage them in order to do contact tracing after identifying people infected with COVID-19. Now there's another story here, very, very interesting development taking place in Trinidad and Tobago as it relates to COVID-19. The Answer Makal Group, in a statement yesterday, confirmed that an employee had tested positive for the COVID-19 virus. The company said the employee works at its center in Shogunas and is receiving medical attention. It cited medical privacy rules for being constrained in releasing more information on the employee, but said that the person has not worked at the facility since Friday, July 17th. So interesting development taking place. That story is on page 3 also. Tutor calls for primary schools to close. The Unified Teachers Association is calling on the Ministry of Education to discontinue the SEA preparation class being held at all primary schools across the nation in light of a spike in COVID-19 infections. Well, we would have discussed this story yesterday. Minister of Social Development, Camille Robinson Regis, Trinities try fraud through multiple applications, 284 million for COVID-19 relief. The minister would have spoken at length on this matter at yesterday's press briefing. Prisons Commissioner, we are COVID-free. Dayal Singh quashes CMO resignation rumors. Remember yesterday I told you about rumors that this country, this country, we love rumors. We give it all of the oxygen. That's why I did not say much about it, because I know this is what would have been probably just old talk, people misrepresenting what has been said. So Dayal Singh quashes CMO resignation rumors. Health Minister Terence Dayal Singh on Wednesday quashed rumors that Chief Medical Officer Dr. Roshan Parasram had resigned. Dayal Singh did so at the virtual health news conference in his presence. His presence I am talking about here is Dr. Roshan Parasram. Anyway, that's why I try to remind you, the listening audience, when you need to get information, you need to get it from a reliable source. Social media? No. Social media is just about old talk, about gossip, and you know how in Trinidad and Tobago we love old talk. So when you have to get your news, when you have to get your information, make sure that it is from a reliable source. Otherwise, you'll just be spreading propaganda and misinformation. Yesterday too, I got a message on my phone that 19 students at a Hindu school on the East-West corridor would have been infected with the virus, and that person wanted me to alert the listening audience as to what is happening. I told him I cannot do that. I cannot confirm that. Where are you getting your information from? That person would have told me that, well, listen, I got it from someone. So someone told her and she told me. This is how we behave in Trinidad and Tobago. We try to panic the public. We have to behave in a very, let's say, responsible way, people. Behave in a responsible way. Okay. The Chief Medical Officer, Health, National Security, working on illegal immigrants, according to the Minister of National Security and by extension, the Commissioner of Police, Gary Griffith. Well, they have stepped up, let's say, patrols on the Southwest Peninsula to ensure that illegal immigrants coming out of Venezuela do not enter onto our shores. But this is a real challenge for the authorities, a real challenge. So those stories you can catch on page 4 of today's edition of the Newsday newspaper. Bad weather causes Marval traffic pile-up. That story is on page 5. Fallen trees, poles cause outages in 60 areas. The story said about 30 maintenance teams from the Trinidad and Tobago Electricity Commission are currently working to restore power to some 60 areas across the island. Those stories on page 5, today's edition of the Newsday newspaper. The Progressive Empowerment Party has now written to the office of the president asking for the August 10th general election to be postponed owing to the recent upsurge in local cases of COVID-19. That is, the headline says, PEP leader calls on president to delay polls. Wasn't this the same gentleman, Philip Alexander, who would have been calling on some months ago for Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley to dissolve Parliament and call election? Well, now he is calling on the president to make some sort of decision owing to COVID-19. Interesting, very interesting. Kamla Prasad Bisesa, Nafisa has seen the light. Well, yesterday I listened to Attorney General Faris Al-Rawi, and he gave a different spin on this matter. So you can come to your own determination. The Attorney General would have responded to Nafisa Mohammed's criticism. He said, no free pass to ISIS supporters. Let me read that headline again. No free pass to ISIS supporters. UNC dismisses Young's human trafficking claims. The Minister of National Security, Stuart Young, would have actually made certain claims that the United National Congress, that there are operators within the United National Congress who are encouraging or who are benefiting from this human trafficking. I don't know what this have to do with the general election, you know. I thought general election about the issues of the day. Health, security, education, economy. What are the plans to move the country forward? What are your plans? How you plan to tackle what you call unemployment? How you plan to tackle poor infrastructure in the country? Isn't that what the election is all about? Or is it about Bacchanal in Trinidad and Tobago? Bacchanal. So those are but some of the stories, as I said, published in today's edition of the Newsday newspaper. You can go outside there and purchase a copy of this publication. As I said, it is priced at only $3 and it's available at all leading newsstands throughout Trinidad and Tobago. So stay with us here as we continue to keep you informed as to what is happening on the political landscape, all of the developments taking place in the country. When we come back, we'll take your calls at 636-7547, 227-5739. You can also WhatsApp us at 378-4975. Stay with us here. 975 FM, Hot Like Pepper. Let's go to some commercials this morning.
The road again with U975 FM, Hot Like Pepper, Multicultural Radio. Yes, we're back with our road shows. Be part of the U975 FM bandwagon as we bring you live broadcasts from locations throughout the country. Come enjoy our company with music, entertainment, and lots of giveaways. Stay with the U975 FM, Hot Like Pepper, Multicultural Radio for greater programming as we hit the road again.
A&S Hardware and the General Contractors Limited of 107 Bonaventure Road in Gasparillo for all your hardware materials from foundation to finish. Not forgetting all your general contracting needs. We have it all at A&S Hardware and the General Contractors Limited, located at 107 Bonaventure Road in Gasparillo. Just call Tiki Ali at 650-2180.
A&S Hardware are wholesalers and retailers of plywood, an assortment of lumber, galvanized pipe, hollow section, and steel. Customers can enjoy special prices on white pine and pitch pine doors.
The following is a paid political announcement.
Hello, I am Rajendra Ramprasad, your PNM candidate for Couva South. I ask for your support to take Couva South into government and to improve the quality of life for all of us. I have specific plans to create jobs, to improve agriculture, to revive Point Lisas, and to develop our infrastructure, also to enhance security. As a person born in Dow Village, California, and started my education at Esperanza Presbyterian School, I want to use my years as a successful businessman and a resident of Couva South to partner with you to make our communities better. I ask for your vote on August the 10th. Vote Rajendra Ramprasad, the right choice for a better Couva South. Vote PNL.
That was a paid political announcement.
You can now listen to business news Monday to Fridays at 5 p.m. Get updated on all the latest business developments. Tune in to U97.5 Hot Like Pepper Multicultural Radio, where we keep you informed, educated, and entertained.
I have journeyed.
Greeted in the wonderful name of Jesus, my name is Bishop Kelvin Khan from Endurance Ministry International. Our new location is in Railway Road, Londonville. You can tune into 97.5 every Sunday morning from 6 a.m. till 8. Tell your nanny and your nana, Jesus is the answer.
U97.5 FM, Hot Like Pepper, Multicultural Radio will be bringing you coverage of Election Day 2020. Look out for live capsule reports throughout the day as you make your way to the polls. Then you can join our live panel discussion from 8 p.m. as we bring to you the election results. Exclusive on U97.5 FM.
So guys, the party continues this Saturday. Yes, this Saturday, the Hot Like Pepper Reloaded continues from 8 to 12. Captain takes full flight. Yes, Captain Kendall Juggernaut. From 12 noon to 3 p.m. From 3 to 7 p.m. DJ Anil is in with a Hot Like Pepper mix. And from 7 to 1 a.m. the man Corky D is in the building and will mix it up for you into the morning. Tune in. Log on 975radio.com for the Hot Like Pepper Saturdays Reloaded.
Yes, indeed, and welcome back to 975 FM Hot Like Pepper. Well, I have a number of callers here on the line. Hello, good morning, and thank you very much for choosing us. Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Henrik.
Good morning, friend. What's happening? Good morning to you.
Lovely weather for cricket this morning, ma'am.
Yeah, but...
gentle breeze.
Yes.
It wasn't so yesterday, and this morning, I make up my mind to call and it's bothering me. And I want to register disgust at the type of comments coming out of the Prime Minister, right? I just citizen of this country, and I entitled to opinion like everybody else, but at least I had a respect for people, man. You just make it a big point to run your program, or you want your program run, and you don't engage in old talk and things. But did you see the yellow hair and the misinformation coming out of the Prime Minister? I register disgust. I don't like it. I hope the other callers will talk about it, because at the end of the day, when the election done, you have a country to run here.
Oh, you're talking here about the cheesehead comment?
Yes, right. I mean, like with this present Prime Minister, he gives himself I'll leave it to call people and say what you want and do it. That don't work. It goes the same as somebody leading frontline people in the PNM.
Well, you need to tie that in with the call, or rather the comment coming from opposition leader Kamla Prasad Bissessar when she spoke about Oreo. But the point I'm making here is those on the other side would have been quite vociferous in condemning the opposition leader for such a comment.
Yeah.
Today, you're not hearing anything coming from them.
Right. As I tell you, I have a call in it. I have a say, I have an opinion, and I express my opinion. I didn't know it. I find it going too far now. I think I have a committee with some political thing. I hope they could get involved and say something. You can't call people them kind of names. No. And the misinformation, I'm having a big problem with it. Even the CARICOM. The Prime Minister also know better than that.
Well, they have been calling on the Prime Minister to produce the correspondences which he would have written to the Commonwealth Observer team. And I said yesterday that the Prime Minister should have done so, not to leave room for those who are critical of him to give them further ammunition. But I want to stay with this for a little while. That's why I touched on this morning in my opening comments. I thought election ought to be about issues of the day. Issues facing Trinidad and Tobago. Health, economy, national security, and so on. But to me, election in this country is about bacchanal, and who can score more political points by creating what you call a theater on the platform, making all sort of unfounded statements and comments. Now, I listened to the Prime Minister here, and I played the clip over and over again where he referred to UNC supporters as cheesehead. To me, that is a low blow coming from the Prime Minister, Dr. Keith Rowley. And that's my opinion. Who vexed loss?
That is uncalled for.
Yeah.
I mean, in all the history of this country, we have so much Prime Minister, colorful characters. They have a little wit, but this present Prime Minister, when he cornered, he just retaliate. And he just say things out of timing. Now, the English people have a word for this. Oxymoron behavior. That's in the English House of Commons. When they say oxymoron behavior, that's what they mean. Don't say nothing without proof. And don't say nothing without proof. So I hope somebody else could call on him to trot along himself.
No, in other words, you are labeling people who are supporters of the United National Congress as cheesehead.
Yeah, well, very good.
I want to hear the defenders of the People's National Movement. Not that I'm a defender of the PNM or a defender of the UNC. I call it as I see it, and who vexed loss.
Well, you have a job in your radio station, and you just got a good way to control it. Because if you allow this program to degenerate, it will degenerate. But once you stop the people with the nonsense. Example, we good friend from Bank Village. You just had to throttle him sometimes. It really means something because it's your program, it's not his program.
No, but and the point I'm making to you here this morning, friend, is this: a number of people would have taken issue with the Oreo comment.
Yes.
Labeling it as racist.
Yeah.
But here it is.
Several people say several things, geometry and monkey hanging nuts. This don't reflect a developing country. That is a banana republic somewhere in the middle of the ocean. You have respect for people.
And this coming from a Prime Minister.
Yes.
This coming from a Prime Minister. Well, I don't expect the Prime Minister to apologize for such a comment. I don't expect that.
Well, as I say, one man has made difference, and I said I had enough of it, and I don't like it, and it just sounds good, it's looking good.
All right.
But the whole world is looking on now with social media.
All right, well, I thank you very much for your contribution here with me this morning. Yeah, I listened to the clip yesterday, and I found it very offensive indeed. Very, very offensive. That's all I'm going to say about it here this morning. I want to hear what our listeners, what their views are. Well, let me say a very good morning to Nicole this morning. Good morning, Nicole. How are you this morning?
Good morning to you, Kenrick. Good morning to our listeners on U97.5. Good morning to our viewers on Facebook, our viewers on RCL U975. Good morning to you. Good morning. A special good morning to Mr. Narayan Singh.
Well, I'm surprised that you made it out to work this morning, given the bad weather on the East West Corridor yesterday.
Actually, I was surprised coming down the highway that there was no rain. There was no rain at all. Yeah.
Well, surprising in the Princestown area. I can only speak of my jurisdiction, St. Madeleine, St. Charles, Cedar Hill, Manorhambury, and so on. There was some slight drizzle, but nothing untoward that can create any sort of situation which would have transpired in other parts of the country.
Yes.
So, we are thankful for that indeed. So
yes.
My thoughts are with those people who are engaged in mop-up operations this morning. My thoughts are with you.
Definitely.
Here.
This morning I woke up and I'm seeing everybody talking about thunder on social media, and I'm still waiting to hear the thunder.
No,
I don't know what's happening.
I can tell you there was thunder and lightning in my area this morning.
Okay.
The rain was falling quite heavily indeed. Anyway, we have more serious business in front of us, Nicole, to discuss this morning and engage the listening audience. Calls coming from PEP leader,
yes.
Philip Alexander. Well, he would have officially written to President Paula May Weeks, calling on her to postpone 2020 general election. A number of people are saying that maybe the authorities of the day should lock down the country, given an increase in COVID-19.
Yes.
And I don't know how many people would have listened to that conference yesterday hosted by the Ministry of Health, where Chief Medical Officer Dr. Rushan Parasram would have said that we are into the second wave of this coronavirus. We have a number, 156 cases thus far. So we'll continue to monitor that for you. People are also calling for SEA to be cancelled, knowing that it will be quite a challenge indeed for teachers and supervisors to conduct this exercise, given the COVID pandemic which we are facing, social distancing and what have you. Let's take some callers on the line this morning, Nicole. Hello, good morning, and welcome to 975. Good morning to you. Good morning.
Good morning, Kenrick. Good morning, Nicole.
Good morning.
Good morning, Larry.
Well, Kenrick, I saw something on social media up to last night, and I checked it back again this morning to make sure what I saw.
Mm-hmm.
Claims are being made on a social web page that 12 illegal Venezuelans were held in a certain club name. I'm not going to name the club to put your station in trouble.
And South Trinidad?
No, I don't think it's South Trinidad. It is on Facebook, Kenrick. I don't want to say things to cause you or your station in trouble.
No, as I said, I don't actually pay much attention to
social media.
what social media have to say, concerning information
Kenrick,
and so on. Yeah.
According to the report, it's a genuine report.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you might pick it up later. And according to the words of our Minister of National Security, he said anybody caught harboring illegal Venezuelans
will be prosecuted.
Okay, but wait. The person in question who owns this club, or this nightclub, or this whatever you want to call it in your term, is friends to him and his colleagues. So my question is now, if I was caught hiding illegal immigrants, I would have been locked up already.
So in other words, you're saying, don't talk the talk, but walk the talk.
So Kenrick, COVID-19, it is spreading like a bushfire. And we in this country taking it for a joke. And the authorities are not serious enough. I watched a clip also of a talk show program last night that is highlighted on Facebook where a man said he said he living in a yard where the people were tested in Maraval positive for COVID. He made the relevant call. They tell him to go down to sit. He went to the Maraval health facility. They tell him no, go St. James. He take a taxi and he went. Kenrick, that phone call that man made, because he made it live on national television. The person who received that phone call and the Minister of Health have to investigate, because up to yesterday too, a certain TV station was trying to get in contact with the hotline.
Yes,
right?
I saw that.
And they get no answer. So Kenrick, if the Minister of Health, and I'm not bashing the Minister of Health for this, let me make this clear. If the Minister of Health is trying his best, and the workers within the ministry is not doing their job, what we have, Kenrick?
Well, therein lies the problem, Larry.
Then what we have?
Therein lies the problem, because you do not expect the minister to physically, answer these calls and so on. The point I'm making here to you, a government of the day, part of their mandate is to establish policies, provide the necessary resources, human and otherwise. It is the personnel charged with the responsibility of doing such.
That's right.
Whether they have the necessary enthusiasm to do the job or not. And that's the point I'm making to you.
And you know what, Kenrick? I can make you and Nicole a bet from this morning. Every day from now on, we're going to hear Venezuelans are being caught on the waters coming into Trinidad and Tobago. It is going to show that the Coast Guards now are doing their job. You know why? Because COVID-19 has hit this country like a hurricane. And if the minister and the ministry is doing what they have to do, and the workers in the ministry not doing the job, well, then it's out of hand. Because listen...
No, but hold on. If they would have listened to you and I would have been saying for the longest while, those people who are caught without documents should be sent back home. Those people who are caught harboring, employing these Venezuelans, they should be charged. They should be prosecuted.
But Kenrick,
you and I have been saying that for the longest while.
But Kenrick, there is another claim being made that some of these Venezuelans are going to disguise themselves looking like Muslims, so police wouldn't stop to check them.
Really?
Kenrick, listen to me. All I wake up and smell the coffee now by boiling. This COVID-19 is getting out of hand, and the Minister of National Security, they're sitting down on their rear, and they're just talking to the people, but they're not enforcing the laws. That's the reason why I call on this moment. I want the rest of callers to understand this article that I read on RTN Facebook page. It is a genuine report. But I'll tell you this, Kenrick. Let me tell you this way to understand. When a person who owns a nightclub wants to change their ladies in their bar for the business that they have, they will make sure the police make a raid to get rid of these ladies, to bring in fresh ones. Understand what I'm saying?
But Larry, you're not telling me anything new. It's a cycle,
Exactly.
It's a cycle.
So when Minister Stuart Young talk and bumpy gum and say those are caught who harboring illegal Venezuelans, Well, this person who owned this club is a genuine friend to he and Mr. Rowdy and Mr. Faris Alwari and all of them. So, Kenrick, I want to see what the Commissioner of Police is going to do.
All right. Well,
I want to see.
We'll keep on top of it, Larry. Trust me,
Of
we'll
course.
keep on top of it. All right.
Of course.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
You're welcome.
Well, I don't know. I've been making this call for the longest while, Nicole,
Yeah.
and I do not want to sound as though as I'm repeating myself, but let me repeat myself. For years now, I have been calling on the government of the day, the Ministry of National Security, the Commissioner of Police, to prosecute those people who are harboring and who are employing illegal immigrants in this country. If you want to live in this country, there's a process. There's a process to follow. And nothing would have happened is only as a result of cries coming from various quarters in this country
Yes.
that now some measure is being taken. Let's take this call on the line. Hello, good morning. Welcome to 975. Good morning.
Good morning, Kendrick.
Good morning to you, Chris.
I was wondering how Dr. Oli will spin to take Roshan Parasram's credit.
Mm-hmm.
And I heard it yesterday. It's the PNM that train these people, educate these people.
Mm-hmm.
When this thing happened, they call this, they come out of the PNM. I said, well, wait. This man really have no, respect for the intelligent people of this country?
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't it the UNC that brought in dollar for dollar?
No, wait. So you are saying that the Prime Minister is taking credit for, let's say, the qualifications and the of our own Dr. Roshan
He's
Parasram?
taking credit for the people who do studies.
Mm-hmm.
If Pandays, if the UNC bringing dollar for dollar to send more people to university.
But is he prepared to take responsibility to also for all those people who are delinquent?
Who what?
All those people who are delinquent.
Wait now, man. Wait now. Let's just one that time. And this man, the doctor, this we have to contribute this thing. And I think, but yeah, I think bad get juice for these people. Next thing, I'm hearing about the CMOH saying there seems to be a spread from illegal immigrants on this station and Duke. Read out the 12 boats that park in Sharaman, the specification of these vessels, the capabilities of the vessels, the capacity of the vessels. And she interviewed one Harry something who said they park up in Sharamas. And this station has been pushing that why are these vessels not being used? Why are they not? Because of one reason, the UNC bought it. With the people's money, of course, not UNC money.
Mm-hmm.
But because I had park up there, now you have community spread will take place through illegal immigrants when these boats are parked up there. That is what I want to take responsibility for. That is what I want the population to hold him responsible for. Because in some other country in the world, they are charged with criminal negligence. They are charged as Minister of National Security for criminal negligence.
But I cannot. But isn't it the same administration who would have been quite challenged in outfitting the Air Guard? Isn't it the same administration that would have been challenged in providing the necessary infrastructure, boats and fuel and so on for the Coast Guard officers to patrol the borders?
Yes, Kenrick, but not only that, Kenrick. There are 2 radars sitting in this country, 350-degree radars. So pick up everything in the air and on the waters. One in Diego Martin and one in Citrus. What is happening to those radars?
Well, I remember there was one at San Fernando Hill. I don't know how true that is, but I remember there was one there.
We have resources not being managed properly, not being utilized. And this has to do with the people who work in them. This has to do with the government policy and the way they operate their business. But I tell you something, one thing you never hear complaint about. You never hear complaint about when they're going to have what they call retreat. Luncheons, dinners, breakfasts. According to one former Prime Minister, breakfasts. You don't hear no complaint about that, That's gone smooth. Renting cars in Tobago by the grab to take people out. You don't have no problem with that.
No,
spending our money to enjoy life.
My contention here.
Yeah,
my contention here this morning, Chris, is this: I applaud the decision being taken by the government of the day to put a lid on illegal immigrants entering in this country. But to me, it's a bit too late. You're now trying to bolt the stable.
And why can you start to ask the question, why, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Why? We have all the resources necessary to protect ourselves. Why aren't we doing it?
And for years, you have been talking about business people employing, harboring illegal immigrants. In this respect, let's say Venezuelans. And nothing has been done to these people? Nothing?
And all over the world, where that is taking place, there are laws that says if you hire an illegal immigrant, if you rent an illegal immigrant, you would be prosecuted in court.
And it took me by surprise last night when I heard the Minister of National Security talking about if those people are found guilty of such. Well, he is prepared to seize their boats, seize their assets and so on. Too late, Minister. You're a bit too late.
No, you see, you're jumping now to make people feel that they're doing something.
Mm-hmm.
But what I tell you, scratching all the time. And you know, Cameron, you know what's hurtful to about us? Is that these people don't know what to do, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Is that they don't have resources to do it, you know?
And, you know, it brought a smile to my face when the Minister of National Security said that operators of the United National Congress are guilty and they are benefiting from human trafficking. Well, partner, if you have that information, go to it with the police.
Cameron, let me make two more statements before I cut off. Statement one. When you can't double triple brilliance, you baffle with BS. That's the first one. The second one is when they can't blame the opposition, they find somebody else to blame. When they can't blame anybody else, they go blame God.
All right, let's leave it there for the hour now, Chris. Thank you very much for your contribution here with me this morning. We're moving up to the hour of 7 o'clock. Just about 4 minutes here to the hour of 7. And that time check came to you through the kind courtesy of Mr. Rajendra Rampasad, the People's National Movement candidate for the constituency of Couva South. Hello, good morning, and welcome to 97.5. Good morning.
And pleasant good morning to you, Kenrick.
And good morning, Mr. Bank Village. Good morning.
I hope that everything is well on your side.
Yes, we are.
We have been kind of disturbance, you know, the breeze. And my heart goes to some of the family that lost the roof and so forth. And I hope the Ministry of Family, services, you know, could help them out. You know, fast, you know to do things fast these days. Kenrick, I want to take you back in time. Can I do it for a minute, please?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead, quickly.
You remember when Mr. Manning get into office because of moral and spiritual value from the President House?
Mm-hmm.
And Mr. Robinson took Mr. Manning in front of Mr. Fande, knowing that Mr. Fande was the sitting Prime Minister, you understand, with the deadlock. And what happened? We continue the country go on, except that.
You see, you're just asking for time, and I'm giving you time, but right. I want you to get to the point.
Make it fast. And so happened, the roof in the President's house has fallen down in 2010. And in 2010, today, you know, the People's National Movement, Mr. Manning, lose the election. You understand? And today, I seen the similar thing. A man get power in Tobago. Right? He get the power in Tobago. And today, I see a roof fall down. You understand? So I ask myself the question, I wonder what's going on, boy. And I want to fit on the pieces. But after the news, I will fit on the pieces and I will tell you, my friend.
Well, you're not telling me anything new. That was aired last night on the 7 o'clock newscast, where there was this part of a ceiling broke at the Scarborough Hospital, and it flooded the facility. I think Tracy Davidson Celestine would have spoke on the matter, and it would have disrupted services for about an hour. So I know what you're talking about. So I can't see how you're linking that with the collapse of the President's house roof. I don't see the link at all, Mr. Bank Village. But you can call me back and let me know what's happening, all right? Stay with us here, 975 FM Hot Like Pepper, as we head up to the 7 o'clock hour. We'll take the 7 o'clock newscast with Nicole Dookie. And when we come back, we'll continue with our discussion. 975 FM, Hot Like Pepper.
Time has come. New 97.5. Make it your choice. Something for everyone. 975 FM. Music for you. It's all about you.
97.5 FM, Hot Like Pepper, Multicultural Radio.
Power to the listeners.
It is now time for Major News to the Hour, brought to you by Crystal Beverages Company, Super Quality Supermarket, Sheikh Elisha Limited, and the Trinidad and Tobago News Day.
This is the 7 a.m. news on U97.5 Hot Like Pepper Multicultural Radio. I am Nicole Dookie. Good morning. Chief Medical Officer Dr. Roshan Parshram yesterday revealed that one of the persons who tested positive for COVID-19 came into contact with somebody who entered the country illegally. He was speaking at yesterday's media briefing. This comes in light of the recent confirmed cases of COVID-19 in the country.
It must be noted that during our contact tracing exercises, which have been going on in the last couple of weeks, we have reason to believe that a person or person from that group had been in contact with individuals who have recently managed to cross our borders. We are relying heavily on the clinical history given to us by patients and their contacts. In some circumstances, we understand that there may be difficulty in recall. In order to assist, as Minister has indicated, with the ongoing tracking exercises, we ask patients that they and their contacts to be as forthcoming as possible with all information.
The Chief Medical Officer said the recent cases are a start of a new phase of the virus.
In light of our recent findings, remembering that our last case, 116, was on April 20th, and our first new local case was detected on July 20th of July 2020. This is likely to be the start of a new phase of COVID-19 infections in Trinidad and Tobago. At this time, our main goal in the ministry is to continue to limit the spread of this disease through rapid contact tracing, quarantine, and testing of all affected individuals.
The Chief Medical Officer said there have already been some closure of businesses and schools as a result. He said this will continue in a bid to keep the situation under control.
We've seen the closure of 3 schools so far, a number of business places. There has been the closure of the Riverside Plaza TTPS and some floors of the administrative building as well. We will continue to close as many places as necessary, and the reason we close basically is to limit exposure. We sanitize those places, and of course, if we get the negative test coming back from the persons that would have interacted, we therefore communicate to reopen those facilities in the shortest possible time.
Meanwhile, the Trinidad and Tobago Prison Service has announced that visits to the nation's prisons have been suspended until further notice. Those with existing appointments will not be accommodated. In a statement on social media, the service explained that this is due to the surge of COVID-19 cases in the country. However, virtual visit facility and the phone systems are operational and are options to keep in contact with relatives and friends. The commissionary system will also continue to function in light of this advisory. All other COVID-related protocols would be observed as the country continues to manage with the pandemic. And Social Development Minister Camille Robinson Regis said persons who have applied for the income and salary relief grants will be investigated. The minister was speaking at yesterday's media briefing.
If in fact it has been found that these persons were trying to do what is double dipping, we are doing a verification exercise to ensure that there has been no such duplication and the persons have not in fact been able to benefit from the income support grant and from the salary relief grant.
The minister said it was illegal to receive both grants.
You cannot receive grants for loss of salary or reduced salary from both the NIB and the ministry. That is dishonest and it is illegal. Additionally, if there are still persons filling out forms, please ensure that you supply all the information that is required so that the applications can be expedited.
Minister Robinson Regis said all grants were paid on time. The minister revealed that government spent approximately $284 million on relief grants as of yesterday. In some other news, Agriculture Minister Clarence Rambarat said hundreds of millions of dollars will be allocated to the agriculture sector. He said this is if the People's National Movement is re-elected into office. Rambarat was speaking at an event yesterday. He said the allocation for agriculture in the first budget of the government's next 5 years will be to the tune of $500 million. In the last budget, agriculture was allocated about $708 million. Approximately 60 areas across Trinidad and Tobago were left without electricity yesterday as a result of the inclement weather. Up till late yesterday, maintenance teams from the TNT Electricity Commission were working to restore the power. Most of the areas affected were as a result of lightning strikes and fallen trees, which caused poles and power lines to collapse. Some of the areas where fallen trees contributed to the power outages are Maraval, Santa Cruz, and St. Joseph. You are listening to the 7 a.m. news on U97.5 Hot Like Pepper Multicultural Radio. It's time now to take a look at regional and international developments. We start with news from the region. The Caribbean aviation industry has lost more than $5 billion due to the COVID-19 pandemic. This is according to reports from the Security and Facilitation Manager of the International Air Transport Association, Alejandro Respetro. He was speaking in a panel discussion on COVID-19 and the future of borders on Wednesday. This was the 6th session of the CARICOM Impacts Virtual Security Conference 2020. The loss in profits is $4 billion. He said for the predicted recovery, the industry will reach 2019 levels by 2022 for domestic and by 2024 for international. Internationally, people who test positive for coronavirus or show symptoms in the United Kingdom must now self-isolate for 10 days. The change, announced by UK's 4 chief medical officers, comes as ministers try to avoid a resurgence in the virus. Until now, those showing key symptoms have had to self-isolate for at least a week. The new advice is in line with the World Health Organization's guidelines. It comes after the Prime Minister warned of a signs of a second wave of the pandemic in parts of Europe. In news of the weather now, for the period today until tonight, Trinidad, Tobago and the remainder of the Lesser Antilles will be partly cloudy to cloudy with light or moderate showers in varying areas and a medium chance of a thunderstorm in a few areas during the morning. Conditions would gradually improve as the afternoon progresses into evening, but with a light to moderate shower in a few areas. In the event of heavy thunder showers or thunderstorms, wind can become gusty and street and or flash flooding is likely. Seas moderate in the windwards to rough in the leewards. Waves 2 to 2.5 meters in the windwards and above 3 meters in the leewards in open waters and 1 meters and at times choppy in sheltered areas. The current temperature is 28 degrees Celsius. And this brings us to the end of the 7 a.m. newscast on U97.5 Hot Like Pepper Multicultural Radio. Stay tuned for another newscast at 8 a.m. I am Nicole Dookie. Good morning.
That was Major News to the Hour, brought to you by Crystal Beverages Company, Super Quality Supermarket, Sheikh Leisha Limited, and the Trinidad and Tobago News Day. A&S Hardware and General Contractors Limited of 107 Bonaventure Road in Gasparillo. for all your hardware materials from foundation to finish. Not forgetting all your general contracting needs. We have it all at A&S Hardware and General Contractors Limited, located at 107 Bonaventure Road in Gasparillo. Just call Tiki Ali at 650-2180.
A&S Hardware are wholesalers and retailers of plywood, an assortment of lumber, galvanized pipe, hollow section and steel. Customers can enjoy special prices on white pine and pitch pine doors.
Kathy's Cool Spot Enterprises Limited, number 86 Pearville, opposite the TSTT Exchange in Mayaro. We specialize in all types of meats, dry goods, liqueur, beverages, ice, LPG, gas, motor oils, stationery supplies, and photocopying. We also provide rentals of tents and chairs for your every occasion. Come in and take advantage of our specials at reduced prices on liqueur, wholesale and retail. We are open every day, even on public holidays, for your convenience. TT Post services are available here at Kathy's Cool Spot Enterprises Limited of number 86 Pearville, Mayaro, where our friendly staff will be happy to serve you.
For quality items, visit Super Quality Supermarket of Endeavour Road, Chaguanas, and Trin City Industrial Estate in Trin City, as well as Quality Cash and Carry Supermarket, Cuba Car Park, for all your grocery items, liquor, fresh fruits, and vegetables, not forgetting their bed and bath section, and kitchen appliances for your home. With so many items to choose from, take advantage of our great prices and discounts at any of our 3 locations: Trin City Industrial Estate in Trin City, Endeavour Road, Chaguanas, and Cuba. For quality items, Super Quality Supermarket and Quality Cash and Carry Supermarket.
Attention all bakers, doubles vendors and roti makers. Try our high quality unbleached bromate free all purpose and baker's flour. Low price and conveniently packaged in 2 pounds, 2 kg, 10 kg and 25 kg bags. For wholesale and retail prices, contact Shiklisha Limited 665-3336 or visit us at Warrenville, Canupia. Shiklisha Limited, quality you can trust.
The following is a paid political announcement.
Hello, I am Rajendra Ramprasad, your PNM candidate for Couva South. I ask for your support to take Couva South into government and to improve the quality of life for all of us. I have specific plans to create jobs, to improve agriculture, to revive Point Lisas, and to develop our infrastructure, also to enhance security. As a person born in Dow Village, California, and started my education at Esperanza Presbyterian School, I want to use my years as a successful businessman and a resident of Couva South to partner with you to make our communities better. I ask for your vote on August the 10th. Vote Rajendra Ramprasad, the right choice for a better Couva South. Vote PNM.
That was a paid political announcement.
I have journeyed.
Greeted in the wonderful name of Jesus. My name is Bishop Kelvin Khan from Endurance Ministry International. Our new location is in Railway Road, Londonville. You can tune into 97.5 every Sunday morning from 6 a.m. till 8. Tell your nanny and your nana, Jesus is the answer.
You, 97.5 FM, Hot Like Pepper, Multicultural Radio will be bringing you coverage of Election Day 2020. Look out for live capsule reports throughout the day as you make your way to the polls. Then you can join our live panel discussion from 8 p.m. as we bring to you the election results. Exclusive on U97.5 FM.
Yes, indeed, and welcome back to 975 FM, Hot Like Pepper. 15 minutes past the hour of 7 o'clock, and that time check came to you through the kind KTC of Mr. Rajendra Rampasad, who is the People's National Movement candidate for the constituency of Couva South. A bit later on in the program, we're going to try to touch base with Jolene John, Deputy Political Leader of the United National Congress, who is also the party's candidate for the La Hoqueta Talparo constituency. So we're going to talk to her in just about 5 or 10 minutes time. But I have this caller here on the line. Hello, good morning, and welcome to 97.5. Good morning.
Yes, hello, good morning.
And good morning to you.
Yes. You know, I like to, my input to this morning program would like to be about, you see, what Trinidadians we fail to understand, and I think we need urgently to understand this. Neither the PNM or neither the UNC is going to do anything properly about this COVID-19 if we do not curb the intake of these people that is coming in. We cannot control them. Right? I would like the business community to take this very, very, very seriously. Right? Instead of supplying their appetite with cheap labor. You catching me?
Yeah, I'm listening to your contribution, sir. Go ahead.
Right? The population of Trinidad and Tobago have to be very serious. Right? Because the politicians of the day, we need to get our next strength inside of the parliament. Let us put some other party to oppose this deadlock that it have inside of the parliament so we could get all these things done. The reason why the general election will be postponed is because God wants us to think. We need to think. Let us correct the wrongs that has been happening for years now. COVID-19 is real. And this is a little country. Sanctioned countries around the world, the population is millions. And when something like COVID-19 hits sanctioned countries, they have no facilities, they have nothing to fight the pandemic. So what is going to happen scientifically, they is going to run from which bad there is and run to neighboring countries. And as I say yesterday when I call in, let me do the mathematics. 10 times all over, Trinidad could get COVID and it still have Venezuelans to populate this country. Echo that sentiment to me, my brother.
Okay, well, no, you made a very interesting point there, where you linked business people and harboring illegal immigrants. When I say harboring, I'm talking about employing undocumented immigrants in this instance. Here it is, the Chief Medical Officer, Dr. Rushan Parasram, is saying that if this spike continues in an upward trend, and these cases emanate from business places, these very same business places will be shut down, will be sanitized. The business sector will be impacted. But one has to take into consideration too that a number of these businessmen, I don't have the empirical evidence in front of me, but it's a known fact that businessmen employs illegal immigrants into their establishment. Some of these people could be carriers of the virus. So we need to be very, very careful here what we're doing. Very, very careful indeed. That's why I said to the listening audience this morning that the Minister of National Security is too late. The Commissioner of Police is too late in trying to lock down the borders. When I say talking here about borders, I'm talking about porous borders on the southwest peninsula. This is what I'm talking about. They're too late. The damage has already been done. The virus is in Trinidad and Tobago. And according to the Chief Medical Officer, one of those persons would have come into contact with a Venezuelan national who would have been carrying the virus. So it's a very serious situation indeed. And in light of all of that, we have a general election in the country, the 10th of August. In addition, we also got an SEA exam on the 20th of August. And further to that, we have school opening on the 1st of September. So these are some of the challenges we have in front of us. What are the authorities going to do? What are their plans to deal with this situation? It's a very frightening situation indeed. Let's take a caller on the line. Hello, good morning, and welcome to 97.5. Good morning.
Good morning. Ken, good morning.
Good morning to you, sir.
And your colleague.
Yeah, good morning. Yeah.
Ken, in 2 weeks' time, we might have to shut down every single thing in this country, you know. I looking at political rallies. There's absolutely no regard for COVID-19. None. From the political leaders to the ground troops. And right now, without using the word, community spread is upon us. Agreed? So, I don't know. I mean, and what we're going to do? I mean, the government hands are tied. The political parties, both sides of the divide, is just ignoring the concerns, all to win elections.
What are your suggestions?
Well, definitely, I feel all political rallies should be banned. If you have to do a political thing, do it virtual. And no congregation at all. None.
Yeah, but we just have about 10 or 11 days to the polling date.
That might be 10 or 11 days too many.
And in the last few days, political parties will be whipping up support.
Well,
look, the most one can do is to ensure that good sense prevail. That people who have to venture outside wear a mask. I am not saying do not go and support your political party or whatever, but you need to be very careful indeed.
Practice the protocols that were issued by the Ministry of Health.
Do you really need to go there and support a political party in a rally and a walkabout?
Well, you see people like Bacchanal. This is a Bacchanal country, you know.
Listen, you and I would agree. Probably a significant portion of Trinidad and Tobago would have already decided their political vote, right? Very few people, they might tell you that, but they don't decide who they're voting for.
No,
or they're not voting.
No, yesterday I spoke to a former officer attached to the Election and Boundaries Commission, and he would have said to me, in a situation like this, they would have extended the voting period until about 8 o'clock. I'll tell you why. Because you'd have people wanting to vote, and because of the limited time from 6 to 6,
right,
you will have a long queue of people lining up to vote, but social distancing, maintaining the distance about 4 or 5 feet apart. So he would have offered the suggestion that maybe the time could be extended, given the situation.
Well, I don't think that could be done now because a court case decided that the EBC don't have jurisdiction over that.
No, but we're looking at solution. It's just a suggestion.
I look at, and I agree, but my point is I'm tacking my head to find out why would a man with his family, his wife and his young children go to a political rally and sit down in the car and drive and follow in these rallies.
No, but I'll tell you something too.
Excitement. Trinidadians love excitement.
Excitement to kill a family?
No, apart from the excitement, there are many who support political parties with the hope that if that particular political party win an election, they can get something on the side. So they need to be visible. And I'm sure you would agree with me.
Well, I agree with you, but
they need to be visible. Even now, you have people who support political parties and the rallies and what have you. They are mandated to be there. Otherwise, they stand to lose the little kakada.
You have a point here, but I'm wondering if a dead wife or daughter is more important than a job.
So,
right.
and then, thank you very much.
Okay.
Okay, so we're going to take a very short commercial break at this time, and we're going to try to get Jillian John on the line. Just bear with me a bit, folks, as we continue with our discussion right here on 975 Hot Like Pepper. Stay with us.
Here's a paid political announcement.
Hello, I am Rajendra Ramprasad, your PNM candidate for Couva South. I ask for your support to take Couva South into government and to improve the quality of life for all of us. I have specific plans to create jobs, to improve agriculture, to revive Point Lisas, and to develop our infrastructure, also to enhance security. As a person born in Dow Village, California, and started my education at Esperanza Presbyterian School, I want to use my years as a successful businessman and a resident of Couva South to partner with you to make our communities better. I ask for your vote on August the 10th. Vote Rajendra Ramprasad, the right choice for a better Couva South. Vote PNL.
That was a paid political announcement.
I have journeyed.
Greeted in the wonderful name of Jesus. My name is Bishop Kelvin Khan from Endurance Ministry International. Our new location is in Railway Road, Londonville. You can tune into 97.5 every Sunday morning from 6 a.m. till 8. Tell your nanny and your nana, Jesus is the answer.
You, 97.5 FM, Hot Like Pepper, Multicultural Radio will be bringing you coverage of Election Day 2020. Look out for live capsule reports throughout the day as you make your way to the polls. Then you can join our live panel discussion from 8 p.m. as we bring to you the election results. Exclusive on U97.5 FM.
Yes, well, we describe ourselves as the election headquarters, and within the last couple of weeks or so, we would have touched base with a number of candidates offering themselves to the population, that is the electorate. Well, with me on the line now is the Deputy Political Leader of the United National Congress and the party's candidate for the constituency of La Joquita Talparo, Ms. Jolene John. Let's take her live on the air. Good morning, Ms. John, and thanks for taking our call this morning. Thank you very much.
Good morning. Thank you for calling.
Well, no doubt we're into a very hectic political environment. Just about 10 or 11 days again for polling day. The two major political parties will be whipping up support to impress upon the electorate to stain their finger in a particular direction. As the Deputy Political Leader of the United National Congress, no doubt you would have been pounding the pavement, so to speak, on the East-West corridor. How challenging it is, and what's the enthusiasm like?
Well, in terms of challenging is just that a day is finite, it's 24 hours, and you really just want to go all day long. Not so much because you have all of these things to do, it's just the campaign trail is so interesting. You really meet a lot of people, in terms of the real people, and you want to ensure when the UNC secures a victory that you go to the parliament, you go to work wherever you may find yourself with the wants, the needs, and the aspirations and dreams of the people, that you're not the link from those people and what they have they have kind of challenged you or they have invested that vote in you to do.
All right, Ms. John, La Joquita Talparo is a crucial seat. That is, if the United National Congress wants to win the election, La Joquita Talparo is very crucial indeed. How confident are you of wresting this seat from the People's National Movement?
Well, you see, I see my opponent keep calling La Joquita Talparo a safe PNM seat. I don't know what they define as a safe PNM seat. Today, the 30th of July 2020, there are no safe PNM seats in this country. They would have won that seat by over 2,700 votes, that's true. But on the day after the election, those seats, the vote are not embalmed and put in a grave, and they are held there still, These votes are really people. They're representative people, right? All 2,700, they represent 2,700 people. And they have to ask themselves, how are those people feeling today? Are they feeling that they are better off today? And if the answer is yes, well then yes, it's a safe PNM seat. But that is not what I'm hearing, because we don't run any campaign. We only do some virtual meetings because of the COVID-19 environment we have found ourselves in. But outside of that, we are on this proverbial ground, really and truly, every single day, interacting with the people of Trinidad and Tobago. And they are telling us it cannot save PNM seat, and there is no vote that they have put in the bank and held there on a fixed deposit. All right, and the PNM is going to lose the Hokital Paro resoundingly, and I'm not talking that because you have to say these things. That's a fact. On the 10th of August, they're going to lose that seat.
Mr. John, how comforted are you by the level of campaign coming in from the both entities, in this respect, People's National Movement and the United National Congress? I say that to you because a number of callers to this program would have been quite critical of the level of campaigning. They are saying that the real issues of the day, the bread and butter issues of the day, are not being articulated on the platform. You want to share your thoughts?
Like, I don't know which party they are talking about relative to bread and butter issue not being articulated, because our campaign really started over 2 years ago, and the leader of the opposition has led that campaign, and all she has spoken about is bread and butter issue. What else is there for her to talk about? So really and truly, anybody right now, there are people you will think, young people that is, who will think these people, they don't speak, they don't talk to people and so on. But these people many times are leading my campaign, and they will give what is in effect my stump speech based on our policies. And they talk about the 50,000 jobs. And not only does she talk about 50,000 jobs, it is broken down into the segments of the population that we are going to be focusing on, basically, and the areas, the kind of new industries that are going to be introduced in the Trinidad and Tobago. She has spoken about the lower in the corporate income tax, the corporate taxes, and that way, that will move from about where it is now a rate of 25% to 20%, and the personal income tax will also be either removed or lowered. All right, she talked about the laptop program, bringing back GATE, talk about removing VAT off of food. So those are the things. We talk about the criminal justice system. What are the policies we are going to put in place to ensure, because it's not only about imprisonment or that will fix the system, it's also about the social work that we are going to implement, which we have already started, and we are out of government, right? So we are giving a clear indication of where we are going to be going when the UNC wins the election on the 10th. So I don't know what well, tonight we have a virtual meeting. Kindly tell them to listen.
All right. Ms. John, the, Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley would have described the team, that is the UNC team, the UNC slate of candidates, as a kindergarten team. You want to share your thoughts with me on that?
No, nothing that comes out of Dr. Rowley's mouth is positive. And you would see that what is this, the change that is going to come on the 10th, a lot of that swing will be fueled by the youth voter. And people might ask, why the youth voter don't vote? These people are very, and that is a great disservice to them. The youth voter, they have a lot of energy, they are very focused, they are disciplined, and they really want change. They want something different, because with the PNM, the solution to joblessness of the youth or the indiscipline that they are claiming that has been exhibited by the youth is about a CPEP for here, a CPEP for here, CPEP for everybody. So to Dr. Rowley, he can be disparaging, because for him, when you look at the 5 years he has spent, he has not created a single job for any young person. He took away the laptop program, is gone. He took away the food card, the school feeding program. All of these things impact on the youth. The GATE program, all of the vocational programs have been significantly cut back. So obviously, Dr. Rowley has no interest in young people. So when the UNC presents a slate, as the political leader, Kamala Prasad Biswasewa, said, of persons with experience and young people who are talented and bright and well-educated, etc., yes, he must call them a kindergarten youth, because, he's very dismissive of the youth. In fact, Dr. Rowley is dismissive of everybody.
All right, so let's move on here with our conversation. I listened to Dr. Keith Rowley was last night, and he made a comment which would have attracted the ire of supporters of the United National Congress, where he referred to this grouping of people as a cheesehead. To me, it's a very unfortunate comment indeed. You want to share your thoughts with me on that?
No, please. I don't listen to Dr. Rowley, and I don't want to be talking off the cuff about Dr. Rowley. You're not telling me anything that my political leader would have said, like you don't listen to her. So you probably need to listen tonight, to listen to my political leader. Call me back tomorrow, and I'd like to comment on what my political leader would have said. Dr. Rowley he's not substantial, he's not substantive, he's not positive. He doesn't build anything. He's a man who breaks down everything. So why must I be commenting? I really am very aspirational and we work hard, and we are about building people up and providing jobs. So, Dr. All with his negativity, I am not going to give that any fuel.
All right, but before you leave us, Ms. John, my colleague here, Nicole Duki, has a question for you.
Yes?
Good morning again, Ms. John. I wanted you to shed a little light on Project Hope. Tell us a little bit about Project Hope and the work that has been done so far with that project in the La Joquita, Talparo area, particularly La Joquita.
In my work, in La Joquita, Talparo, because I don't like to leave out the Talparo side in a sense, because you have youths that are jobless all over that constituency. As a matter of fact, the youth unemployment runs at about 90% between the age group of 18 to about 35. And in walking around, some youth said, they were looking at some empty places. It is normal to see groups of youth on the corners, just hanging out in La Joquita. Young guys and sometimes girls. And they said they wanted to do some agriculture project. I didn't question it. What I did is, I turned up about 2 days earlier than the other, and they were shocked. When I went back, they said, but people never come back. They just tell us dreams. That's the language they're speaking. They say they're tell us dreams. That's all I'm here, and you have not started to clean up as yet. And I'm telling you, from then to now, these guys show up every day. They are early. They work hard. They are disciplined. They follow instructions. And they have the cleanest space that you'll find anywhere at any time. All right? And they've been very productive in terms of turning over their crops. They plant, they reap, they sell, they replant.
Yes.
What it tells me, and it's not only, it's multiple groups of youths doing this thing, whether it's phases 4, phase 7, phase 1, and so on. And it tells me something that I've always believed, that if you provide opportunity for people, and really and truly, I am not telling them what to do. They have told me what they wanted to do, and all I did was act as a catalyst to ensure that it came to fruition. And these people have been showing up.
Yes.
And now they're saying, we want to do more of this. We want to transition into other things, bigger things, because they have now demonstrated that they are disciplined and they really can do big things. And the question in my mind is, how would we have known that these youth who were there hanging on the side of the road liked agriculture, liked the land, liked the plants, unless we would have asked or unless we would have listened? So currently in our because I never ask any one of them their business, I don't know the background.
Yes.
I just see them and we talk about, the progress, what is going to happen the following day. But all over the blog, I've been hailed as a hero. And I'm saying, but why? They say, because there is peace, there is no violence and so on. And I say, but that is how people are supposed to live. To me, that is normal. They say, but, these young guys will go to school during the day, and in the evening they can't cross from one street to the next. And now that is happening. The whole of now, kids are just living, normally.
Yes.
There are no borders and boundaries, etc. And I'm not minimizing it. What they are looking for, they want change. They want something, but they don't want a handout. They want to live. They're willing to go back to school. They come to me and they say, listen, give me the mammy talk. The mammy talk? You have to go back to school. You have to go back to training. You have to live a normal life. You understand? You have to go to work, get up every morning, comb your hair, brush your teeth, bathe, and go to work all day and work harder than everybody else. And everybody's putting up their hand. This is what I want to do. This is how I want to live.
Yes.
I want to buy a house because you have multiple generations living in one house. So that is also an issue besides joblessness. And they want to move on to buy their houses, to buy their cars, to travel like everybody, to have wives or husbands, to move on with their lives. But if there are no opportunities, then what is left for people to do? So my question is, how many lives could we have saved, both from the victim side and the perpetrator side? Because so many of them are just languishing in the jails and what have you, or just languishing in hopelessness.
Okay.
So that is what Hope Project is in a nutshell.
Okay. And before you continue, Kenrick, Ms. John, my colleague and I, we were actually in the area there on Saturday. Unfortunately, we weren't able to meet you. And we spoke to some of these young men, and they were very much enthusiastic about the project. But my question to you now is, should you not be successful at the polls on August 10th, would you still continue to support them with this initiative?
All right. We are going to be successful at the polls.
Okay.
All right. You spoke about the enthusiasm.
Yes, they're very much enthusiastic.
That's not only enthusiasm. All of those youths have ID cards and they're registered to vote because, in a perverse way, they have their ID cards because they were lined up for CPEP jobs. All right?
Yes.
Right? And there's no enthusiasm gap. They want change. They want something. So one, I don't have to contemplate not winning this seat, right? We are going to win this seat. We are working hard to win it. We are not winning the seat because of dreaming and are doing creative visualization. We are winning the seat because we are working very, very hard, and the whole campaign has taken on an energy of its own in terms of the movement. But should I not win, I will still support them. I've always supported people. And when I've supported people, my name is called, whether in the parliament or no kind of press conference, by folks with no sense in their head and no empathy in their heart, and saying that Jolene John walking up and down with criminals. I don't know who is a criminal. I don't ask anybody for the record. But people should know better when with actors. They go on their police people's record and embarrass them. And they end up on the front page of newspaper as if people don't need redemption and to be restored. If somebody wants to do better, let us be facilitatory and help them to do better, because that will help all of us in Trinidad and Tobago. The crime rate will go down. La Hawketta today is a model in what is possible if somebody just listen and show up and do some work. You have to do the work. Work takes work. You can't just sit down and talk stupidness and bellow and bluster and bully and think people afraid you. Nobody afraid you. People just get worse.
All right, Ms. John, you remain quite confident of resting the seat from the People's National Movement, La Hawketta Talparo. You spoke quite glowingly about Project Hope. Should you win, or rather, when you get into office, what are some of the other goals, or what are some of the other projects you have in place for the people of La Hawketta Talparo?
Well, the projects will be a function of cabinet approval. So I don't want to go there. I want to more say what is needed. As I said, joblessness will be a big issue for me. I'll be fighting to get these youths to work, to training for those where there's a gap, because you're looking at good sustainable jobs where they could earn a good living. Or if they want to be entrepreneurs, you want to leverage the ambition. In Las Lomas particularly, and maybe in Brazil, and some of the more rural parts of the constituency, Todd's Road, Manuel Congo, Monde Nuevo, you have the road big problem. I mean, it is heartbreaking. Wallace Field, it's heartbreaking. The kind of potholes. Those are not potholes. You have these big craters in the road. In Brazil and La Hawketta, you have the water problem. In Brazil, you have no water for 4 to 6 months. That could never happen under UNC government. Not even short-term measures of a stock-borne while you resolve the issues. I'm being told that up to 2015, water was a normal 24-hour sleep. Now, not again. People are saying they're going to 4 months, 6 months without water. So those are some of the primary things. The infrastructure will be some of the primary things. In La Hawketta, just about every roof is leaking. That needs to be fixed. These are HPC houses I'm talking about.
All right.
So these are the things you have to bring solutions to that are causing untold hardship and horrors to people in their day-to-day enjoyment of life.
All right. Finally, Ms. John, before I let you go, your message to the people of Trinidad and Tobago, more so to the electorate, ahead of the 2020 general election.
Well, on the 10th of August 2020, you will have any opportunity to have a second chance for change. And everywhere you go to a man, people are talking about how much they are under pressure. They are underwater. People are in crisis. You have an opportunity to change that. And that index finger is very powerful. People think the poor believe they are powerless. But they are powerful, because that is what the PNM is targeting again. That power of the index finger to go back into power to do nothing again. So people have an opportunity to change that. And I'm saying make that change on 10th of August 2020.
All right, Ms. John, we want to thank you very much for taking our call here this morning. All the best to you and your party. I'm sure we'll touch base again with you before polling day. Thank you very much for being on our program this morning.
Yeah. Thanks a lot. Great.
That's the voice there of Jolene John, the Deputy Political Leader of the United National Congress, who is contesting the La Hawketta Talparo seat for the UNC. She's coming up against the PNM's Foster Cummings. Should be a very interesting fight in La Hawketta Talparo. We have some callers here on the line now. Nicole? Hello, good morning. Welcome to 97.5. Good morning.
Good morning, Miss Nicole. Morning, Mr. Kenrick. I tell Miss Nicole this morning. All right, Mr. Kenrick. Yeah. I heard Miss John. And one thing I admire about Miss John, wherever she was, wherever she operated from, she always had a person with a vision and an energy and a direction. They can't take that from her. And from what we heard there, I mean, we should see a difference in the area, because, I mean, if what's saying there is true, where people have water for 6 months in 2020, I mean, and we have a water authority, and, you know, we're supposed to have council MPs. I mean, that left much to be desired. So let's see how it goes, and I wish all the best, and everybody who are deposed all the best, and the betterment of China, the bigger.
Okay, friend. All right, well, thank you very much for your contribution here with us this morning. We have some other callers coming through this morning. Hello, good morning, and welcome to 97.5. Good morning.
And Kenny, good morning again, and good morning to, what's her name?
Nicole,
good morning. I'll get accustomed to your name, you know. You know, as soon as Mr. Kendrick Jagannath give me a little time, I might get accustomed to it. But you know...
No, one of these days I'll have to send you an invoice, you know.
Alright, well, no problem, you know. I only hope the invoice is not like the one in the hospital in Mount Hope.
Alright, go ahead.
Anyhow, you listen to the deputy leader of my great party, and you see the vision that we have, and it's about serving the people. It's about giving the people them exactly what they deserve, because they are Trinidadian, they are citizens of the country. And Ms. John, she's a person, she does talk and she does walk the talk also. You understand? So in the end of the day, the people in Lancaster Talporo, you're going to get an opportunity of your life again, you know, and make use of it, because it's for you. The country today have to understand that you made some statement, a call, and said about family. You have to be careful when you go in and rally. When you're going in rally, you're in your own vehicle. You understand? With your family. You understand? You're not coming out and being around people and willy. You understand? But in the end of the day, we have to be careful. But Kenneth, I listen to you, and I listen to the leader of the People's National Movement. And to me, he reminds me of a man continues saying the same thing over since 2015 and come back now. And I think that the Prime Minister of this country, you understand, the due respect to, if you had a manifesto in 2015, then you can at least tell the people what you accomplished and what you're doing and what is your plan for the future. You understand? And today, I see a party with no vision and no leadership.
Mr. Bangwell, you talk about the Prime Minister regurgitating and repeating what he would have said at previous meetings and so on. But you're doing the same thing here. You have been saying the same thing for the longest while. The PNM has no vision. They have no leadership. Tell me something new. Anyway, we need to get into some commercials here this morning. And when I come back, of course, we'll continue with our discussion a bit later on in the program. I'm going to touch base with Khadija Amin, the UNC candidate for St. Augustine. Remember, she is contesting that seat for the party, and she would have been the former chair of the Tonopuna Piako Regional Corporation. And yesterday there would have been some inclement weather on the east-west corridor, so to speak. I just want to get her thoughts on it. So you can look forward to that interview just after the 8 o'clock hour. Hello, good morning. Welcome to 97.5. Good morning.
Kenrick.
Good morning.
Since you are doing interviews with some of the candidates and the of the UNC party, I know that you will be very soon enough doing an interview with the opposition leader in some time to come before the election.
Well, I've been trying to set up that interview for the longest while, my friend.
I know, but listen, I want you to pose this question to the opposition leader. Why, when she was the Prime Minister of this country, she did not settle the Caroni issue? And two, she made a statement in the past that she was sorry. Could you ask her to identify what she was sorry about? There's those two questions, Kenrick. Thank you very much.
All right, well, thank you very much, Larry. Well, there are operators of the United National Congress who listen to this program religiously, and they can convey those questions to her. Let's take this caller on the line. Hello, good morning, and welcome to 97.5. Good morning.
Morning, Kenrick.
Good morning, sir. How are you?
I'm morning, Nicole.
Yeah.
All right?
Yeah, I'm fine this morning. Go ahead.
All right. I'm trying to get a trace of Bank Village contribution to what he was saying just now.
Mm-hmm.
But everybody's saying the same thing over and over and over. What difference is he saying? That my problem is that I want he to explain when he calls back at any time, or maybe he could help him. I want to know why she wants to interfere with the NIS money and the unit trust money. I want to know what she meant by interfering with it or what she did with it. Because one minute I'm hearing that the NIS have funds. I don't know where she getting those funds from. I don't know why she's going to interfere with the UTC fund. I don't know if she want to do that when she sell all the shares in the Full Citizen Bank and all that kind of thing. So I can't just get an explanation on that. And I, like nobody, I want to explain the thing, why she want to go into that fund and why she want to go into the UTC fund. So later on.
All right, friend. Well, thanks very much for your contribution. Let's go to some commercials here this morning. Stay with us. 975 FM, Hot Like Pepper.
Political announcement.
Please hang up and...
Hello, I am Rajendra Ramprasad, your PNM candidate for Couva South. I ask for your support to take Couva South into government and to improve the quality of life for all of us. I have specific plans to create jobs, to improve agriculture, to revive Point Lisas, and to develop our infrastructure, also to enhance security. As a person born in Dow Village, California, and started my education at Esperanza Presbyterian School, I want to use my years as a successful businessman and a resident of Couva South to partner with you to make our communities better. I ask for your vote on August the 10th. Vote Rajendra Ramprasad, the right choice for a better Couva South. Vote PNM.
That was a paid political announcement.
Visit Eddie's Pharmacies Limited newest location inside JTA Supermarket, C3 Center, Current Village, San Fernando. They offer blood pressure, blood sugar, cholesterol, and pregnancy testing, as well as all pharmaceutical products and over-the-counter drugs, along with CDAP prescriptions. Sagicor Carry Care International Medical Card, Guardian Life Provider Card, and Republic Bank points are all accepted at their 3 locations of Eddie's Pharmacy Limited. RS Building, Rosha Douglas Road, Barraco, GN Building in Pinal, and C3 Center, Current Village, San Fernando.
Jyoti's Puja Store is your one-stop puja store for all puja, wedding and cremation materials. Also available books, mithai and murtis made to order. Visit Jyoti's Puja Store today and be greeted with the kindest and most courteous staff with best prices and secured parking. Jyoti's Puja Store located at 542 Southern Main Road, Chase Village, Shigwanas. Contact 671-3849.
The following is a paid political announcement.
For all the years I live in this country, the only time I see real progress was under the UNC. Places that had no water and roads, nobody lost their jobs, and they managed this country like a real boss. The happiest times was under UNC. The last 5 years under PNM was the worst I ever see in all my life. Lord, I hope they may come back. That will be real trouble for we. Real trouble. What will happen to the people, to the children, and to this country if PNM come back, Lord? I want back my life. I want back my future. On August 10th, I am voting UNC.
On August 10th, all you come out and vote UNC. Come out, vote UNC.
That was a paid political announcement.
So guys, the party continues this Saturday. Yes, this Saturday, the Hot Like Pepper Reloaded continues from 8 to 12 noon. Sharon Baru alongside DJ Vishal, 12 noon to 3 p.m. The captain takes full flight. Yes, Captain Kendall Juggernaut from 12 noon to 3 p.m. From 3 to 7 p.m. DJ Anil is in with a Hot Like Pepper mix. And from 7 to 1 a.m. the man Corky D is in the building and will mix it up for you into the morning. Tune in, log on 975radio.com for the Hot Like Pepper Saturdays Reloaded.
I have journeyed.
Greeted in the wonderful name of Jesus. My name is Bishop Kelvin Khan from Endurance Ministry International. Our new location is in Railway Road, Londonville. You can tune into 97.5 every Sunday morning from 6 a.m. till 8. Tell your nanny and your nana, Jesus is the answer.
You, 97.5 FM, Hot Like Pepper, Multicultural Radio will be bringing you coverage of Election Day 2020. Look out for live capsule reports throughout the day as you make your way to the polls. Then you can join our live panel discussion from 8 p.m. as we bring to you the election results. Exclusive on U97.5 FM.
Yes, indeed, and welcome back to 97.5. Well, let's go straight to our callers this morning. Hello, good morning, and welcome to 97.5. Good morning to you.
And I don't know if I hear that, but I didn't hear Miss Kamla Prasad say that she's going to interfere the NIS money.
Mm-hmm.
You hear that, my friend?
Well, I don't know. You hear a lot of things coming on the platform.
I don't want you to answer that because I don't want to put you in any kind of spot.
Yeah.
And I think that anything come out from the Prime Minister of this country, his mouth, people must stick it up in so because they mustn't believe everything he's saying. Because one minute I hear you say the National Lottery Board money and unit trust. You understand all this other thing? You understand? Mustn't believe that thing, my friend. This is the issue. And when I listen to Miss Jolene John, we had how it name under Fazal Kaim, the third street. You understand? We had MIC, we had NASC, and we have YTEP. You understand? And that was a training facilities for the young people. You understand? What to do? Omiro, they close it down. You understand? Right in up in Tunapuna there.
Mr. Van Village, I told you about that last week. You're coming on the airwaves and campaigning. Leave that for the political leaders and the various campaigns and rallies and what have you. Now, talk about some of the issues of the day. The real issues of the day. We have so many people coming into this country. It has been viewed that some of these people may be carrying the virus. These are some of the areas you have to look at. What are some of your suggestions to put a lid on this? Anyway, we're moving up to the hour of 8 o'clock. It's just about 2 minutes here to the hour of 8. And note that just after the 8 o'clock hour, I'll be chatting with Khadija Amin, who was the former chair of the Tunapuna Piako Regional Corporation. She is now seeking to be the UNC's, or rather to be the member parliament for St. Augustine. And of course, that's a very hotly contested seat. But I'm not going to talk to her about election and the campaign or what have you. I want to talk about some of the measures that she would have taken or initiated to bring some sort of relief to those people who would have been impacted negatively by that bad weather system we would have had yesterday. Torrential showers, strong winds, the removal of roofs and trees falling and what have you. Those are some of the concerns I want to raise with her. So we're in for a very interesting conversation indeed. Yes, so you can call us this morning. I just have about 2 minutes again before the hour of 8 o'clock. You can call us and share your thoughts with me. Now, yesterday I looked at this story here, and I find it very appalling indeed. I mean, the Scarborough Hospital would have been open, maybe 5-6 years ago, and already you have broken pipelines and so on. To me, that is quite unacceptable, but I understand these things do happen, let's say, at public facilities. Stay with us here, 975 FM, Hot Like Pepper. Let's go to the lines again. Hello, good morning. Welcome to 975. Good morning.
Kenrick, it was shocking yesterday on a number of different frequencies in this country that that people are asking for this country to be shut down right now.
But these very same people would have been calling for the country to open back up.
Yeah, but you know why those calls are being made? Those calls are being made through government workers, Kenrick.
To stay
they
home
don't really
again.
want to work.
Yeah.
But you know what? The government of the day, people are saying, oh, when the pandemic started, we didn't have spread of the cases in this country, but we shut down the entire country. Now we are seeing sporadic spread, and they do not want to shut down. So, Kenrick, we in a mess. We in a mess. I'll call you after the 8 o'clock hour. Go ahead and do the news.
Okay, my friend. Well, thanks very much for your contribution here with me this morning. Let's take the 8 o'clock newscast with Uma Ratan Singh. Stay with us. 975.
Time has come. New 97.5. Make it your choice. Something for everyone. 975 FM. Music for you. It's all about you.
New 97.5 FM, Hot Like Pepper, Multicultural Radio.
Power to the listeners.
It is now time for Major News to the Hour, brought to you by Crystal Beverages Company, Super Quality Supermarket, Sheikh Lisha Limited, and the Trinidad and Tobago News Day.
It must be noted
This is the 8 a.m. news on U97.5 FM, Hot Like Pepper Multicultural Radio. I am Uma Ratan Singh. Good morning. Chief Medical Officer Dr. Roshan Parasram yesterday revealed that one of the persons who tested positive for COVID-19 came into contact with someone who entered the country illegally. He was speaking at yesterday's media briefing. This comes in light of the recent confirmed cases of COVID-19 in the country.
It must be noted that during our contact tracing exercises, which have been going on in the last couple of weeks, we have reason to believe that a person or persons from that group had been in contact with individuals who have recently managed to cross our borders. We are relying heavily on the clinical history given to us by patients and their contacts. In some circumstances, we understand that there may be difficulty in recall. In order to assist, as Minister has indicated, with the ongoing tracking exercises, we ask patients that they and their contacts to be as forthcoming as possible with all information.
The Chief Medical Officer said the recent cases are the start of a new wave of the virus.
In light of our recent findings, remembering that our last case 116 was on April 20th, and our first new local case was detected on July 20th of July 2020. This is likely to be the start of a new phase of COVID-19 infections in Trinidad and Tobago. At this time, our main goal in the ministry is to continue to limit the spread of this disease through rapid contact tracing, quarantine, and testing of all affected individuals.
The Chief Medical Officer said there have already been some closure of businesses and schools. As a result, he said this will continue in a bid to keep the situation under control.
In the closure of 3 schools so far, a number of business places, there has been the closure of the Riverside Plaza TTPS and some floors of the administrative building as well. We will continue to close as many places as necessary, and the reason we close basically is to limit exposure. We sanitize those places, and of course, if we get the negative test coming back from the persons that would have interacted, we therefore communicate to reopen those facilities in the shortest possible time.
The voice of CMO, Dr. Roshan Parasram. And in an updated coronavirus report, according to the Ministry of Health yesterday afternoon, the number of samples submitted to CAFA and the UE site for testing for COVID-19 are 7,346. Number of samples which have been tested positive stands at 156. Number of persons discharged 128. Number of deaths still stand at 8. Members of the public are reminded that they must adhere to the new normal recommendations and apply all personal health measures to protect themselves and their loved ones from COVID-19, such as wearing of masks, sanitize, and social distancing. An unidentified body has been found in a river near Paramin village in Maraval. According to reports, the body was found face down in a shallow section of Maya River in Paramin village shortly after 11 a.m. yesterday. However, there are no details on what wounds, if any, are visible on the body of the deceased. Officers of the Western Division and the Homicide Bureau are investigating the matter. Poor weather conditions affected various parts of Trinidad yesterday. After heavy downpours of rains, many areas of Trinidad suffered damages. Gusty winds leading to fallen trees on Saddle Road, Maraval, and the Brian Lara Promenade, Enterprise Chaguanas, and also along the North Coast Road heading to Maracas Bay. The ODPM said it received reports of heavy winds and showers across Trinidad, including Diego Martin, Couva, Tunapuna, Piaco, Pinal, Siparia, and other areas. The Trinidad and Tobago Met Service recorded winds gusts of up to 46 kilometers per hour at Piaco. The Trinidad and Tobago Prison Service has suspended all visits to the nation's prisons, including those with existing appointments, until further notice. In a social media statement, the service explained that the suspended visits are due to the surge of COVID-19 cases in the country. The Trinidad and Tobago Unified Teachers Association is calling on the Ministry of Education to discontinue SEA preparation classes until the COVID-19 situation is brought under control. In an advisory to its members yesterday, TUTA said the apparent resurgence of cases poses a risk to the students, teachers, and students engaged in SEA preparations and is reminding the MOE of the closure of 3 primary schools because of traces of the virus. However, on Tuesday, the Ministry of Education advised that students will sit the exam on August 20th despite the closure of the schools due to the recent COVID-19 cases. In light of the concerns of TUTA, as a total of 19,344 students across Trinidad and Tobago are set to write the SEA exam on August 20th, the Ministry of Education has implemented measures to ensure all health protocols are put in place to safeguard against the spread of COVID-19. Some of the measures implemented at the primary schools since they reopened on July 20th to welcome students preparing for the SEA exams are thermal scanning, hand washing, and the wearing of masks and social distancing. The closure was made by the Education Ministry yesterday as it assured that all health and safety protocols issued by the Health Ministry are being followed. Further, the Education Ministry said in any school where there is deemed the possible risk to health and safety of students, all necessary course of action will be taken. The assurance follows news of the closure of 3 primary schools following COVID-19 scares. Three men have been remanded into custody for the 2019 murder of Garvey Campu, after appearing before the Arima magistrate yesterday. According to an official report, the 3 men, Shonde Davey, Sidney Vorel, and Wenrick King, appeared before the Arima Magistrates Court on Tuesday charged with various offences involving the death of Garvey Campu. This following the advice received by Director of Public Prosecutions and Senior Counsel Roger Gaspard on Friday. Garvey Campu was found shot to death on Monday, 7th January 2019. regionally. Earlier in 2020, meteorologists predicted an above normal hurricane season this year, with 7 to 9 hurricanes estimated to affect the Caribbean region. The Caribbean has already seen the passage of the first named tropical storm of the season, Gonzalo, which fortunately had little impact on the region. The Caribbean has continuous updates on the weather systems as they develop and make their way across the Atlantic Ocean to the islands. Hurricane season begins on June 1st and ends on November 30th. Internationally, according to a BBC report, Hong Kong authorities have disqualified 12 pro-democracy candidates from upcoming elections, deepening political tensions in the Chinese territory. Opposition legislators had hoped to obtain a majority in the Legislative Council in September's poll after Beijing's imposition of a highly controversial national security law. Among those barred are high-profile activists Joshua Wong and Lester Shum. The government said the candidates were not fit to run for office. And on to the weather forecast for this morning. Today will be partly cloudy to cloudy with light or moderate showers in varying areas. There is a medium to high chance of a thunderstorm in a few areas during the morning. In the event of a heavy shower or thunderstorm, winds can become gusty and street and flash flooding are likely. Current temperature is 29 degrees Celsius and expected to reach a high of 33 degrees as the day progresses. Seas slight to moderate with waves 2 meters to 2.5 meters in open waters and less than 1 meter in sheltered areas. High tides at 1:18 p.m., low tides at 6:31 p.m., sunset at 6:29 p.m. And that brings us to the end of the 8 a.m. news on U97.5 FM Hot Like Pepper Multicultural Radio. Join us at 10 a.m. for news update. I am Uma Ratan Singh, wishing you a safe and good morning. Back to Kenrick and Nicole for You Talk.
Well, thank you very much, Uma, for that 8 o'clock newscast. Just about 12 minutes past the hour of 8. Let's go to some commercials. And when we come back, we'll continue with our discussion right here, 975 FM Hot Like Pepper. Note that I'm trying to line up an interview with Khadija Amin, the UNC's candidate for the constituency of St. Augustine. That and much more right here, 975. But I have a caller here on the line. Hello, good morning. Welcome to 975. Good morning.
Hi, good morning, Kenrick. How are you doing?
I'm doing fine this morning, sir. How are you?
Top of the morning. Lovely day indeed. Lovely day.
Yes, it is.
Let's talk COVID.
Mm-hmm.
The government, we know, has been rated as number one with dealing with COVID. As small as Trinidad and Tobago is, right? The first case of COVID appeared in March last year. My children was down on the 12th of March, so just before that, about a week before. So somewhere around the 5th or something. The government back then, I don't know what plans they would have had for COVID. I don't know anything. I just know how they reacted to it. And from the first days, they shut down the country, right? Here we are now in a phase where we have all these cases. I have been thinking to myself, why haven't the government closed the country as yet? Now, I am not sitting with the doctors. It's just a layman on the street giving my opinion about how I think it would react, like everybody else. And I am thinking that when you listen to the CMO, and they must have reasons for doing what they're doing. And if it is that they are saying that they open the country in phases, right? They had 5 or 6 phases, and every time they open a phase, they were expecting the numbers to increase. They were phase 1, the numbers did not increase. They were over at phase 2, the numbers did not increase. Phase 3, 4, 5, the numbers did not move. Here we are at a point now where you have X amount of cases. Now, they would have been expecting these cases. I am thinking that if we reach this far, at some point in time, because they have illegal immigrants if you want to say that we don't have illegal immigrants coming in, well, you could go ahead and believe that. But the borders are being flooded by Venezuelans. We don't know how many. That's why that's the bottom line. We don't know, right? And if it is that these illegal people are coming in, at some point of time, you're going to get community spread, right? And that is logic. That has nothing to do with the government. So if you want to point fingers to the government and say, well, close the borders and do this and do that, you could go ahead and be all political. But the bottom line is now, I am thinking, why did they close the borders as yet? It's because they are prepared to deal with it up to a certain point. And this is just my common sense thinking. I may be wrong. Maybe CMO could come out and say that. But they're expecting a better plan to do tracing and do all the different things where they were preparing for it. I don't know, but that's just my perspective.
All right, well, just let me respond to you. According to the Minister of Health, Terence Dial Singh, he is maintaining that the government is not considering any national lockdown measure at this time. He argued that to continue to lock down a country forever or for the foreseeable future will create many more problems than we are trying to solve. He would have addressed this at yesterday's media briefing. We need to take a commercial break at this time, folks, and when I come back, we'll continue with our discussion right here on 975 FM, Hot Like Pepper. Stay with us here.
A&S Hardware and the General Contractors Limited of 107 Bonaventure Road in Gasparillo for all your hardware materials from foundation to finish. Not forgetting all your general contracting needs. We have it all at A&S Hardware and the General Contractors Limited, located at 107 Bonaventure Road in Gasparillo. Just call Tiki Ali at 650-2180.
A&S Hardware are wholesalers and retailers of plywood, an assortment of lumber, galvanized pipe, hollow section, and steel. Customers can enjoy special prices on white pine and pitch pine doors.
Kathy's Cool Spot Enterprises Limited, number 86 Pearville, opposite the TSTT Exchange in Mayaro. We specialize in all types of meats, dry goods, liqueur, beverages, ice, LPG, gas, motor oils, stationery supplies, and photocopying. We also provide rentals of tents and chairs for your every occasion. Come in and take advantage of our specials at reduced prices on liqueur, wholesale and retail. We are open every day, even on public holidays, for your convenience. TT Post services are available here at Kathy's Cool Spot Enterprises Limited of number 86 Pearville, Mayaro, where our friendly staff will be happy to serve you.
I have journeyed.
Greeting in the wonderful name of Jesus. My name is Bishop Kelvin Khan from Endurance Ministry International. Our new location is in Railway Road, Londonville. You can tune into 97.5 every Sunday morning from 6 a.m. till 8. Tell your nanny and your nana, Jesus is the answer.
The following is a paid political announcement.
This ad brought to you by the PNM.
It's the choice, PNM is the voice, PNM all the way on election day. It's the right choice at the right time. Hands in the air for the Bali, say hey. Super, super, super. Red, springy water. Red, blessings from the higher. Red, the sweetness in the air. Red, sprinkle everywhere.
On August 10th, vote PNM. Great is the PNM.
That was a paid political announcement.
Let's talk Guyana. Join me, Uma Ratan Singh, as I bring you news, updates, information, culture, and traditions of Guyana. Let's talk Guyana, Mondays to Thursdays, just after the 10 a.m. news headlines on U97.5 Hot Like Pepper Multicultural Radio.
Yes, indeed, and welcome back to 975 FM Hot Like Pepper as we continue with our discussion here with you, our ardent listening audience. Hello, good morning. Welcome to 975. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Kenrick. Good morning, Nicole. Morning, Trinidad and Tobago.
And good morning to you, sir.
Yeah, I've been listening to the, coming from political leaders and all of that on the platform.
Mm-hmm.
And I am not hearing on both sides of the divide anybody talking about copyright and neighboring rights as a form of diversification, growing the economy, and paying small people who have been performing in Trinidad and Tobago, whether it's pan, whether it's playing soca and all of that. No neighboring rights, but subsisting in these performances, going back to the players as it is in law in Trinidad and Tobago. I think that's an area that we should look at agriculture, look at whatever, and culture is a main integral part of our diaspora in Trinidad and Tobago, and a lot of small people in the marginal areas, they play pan and stuff, and no mechanical, no neighboring rights, nothing for the performances. This is due to them as it's written in law, the copyright law. Nobody not seeing that as part of the GDP and the growth of the economy of Trinidad and Tobago for people who have performed in the arts,
All right. Well, I hear you, my friend, but just to note that the Minister of Agriculture, Clarence Rambarat, would have added that in the budget of 2020-2021, that more resources would be allocated to the Ministry of Agriculture. Just thought I'd remind you of that. Anyway, stay with us. Let me go to some commercials here this morning. And when I come back, of course, we will touch base back again with you. 975 FM, Hot Like Pepper.
You, 97.5 FM, Hot Like Pepper, Multicultural Radio will be bringing you coverage of Election Day 2020. Look out for live capsule reports throughout the day as you make your way to the polls. Then you can join our live panel discussion from 8 p.m. as we bring to you the election results. Exclusive on U97.5 FM.
Well, with me on the line now is Khadija Amin, the UNC's candidate for the constituency of St. Augustine. When last we spoke, Ms. Amin, we would have touched base on some of her plans for the constituency. But this morning I want to talk to her about some sort of the relief efforts that she has in place to look at the impact this quote-unquote freak storm bad weather which would have hit the northeast of Trinidad and more so in parts of our constituency. Let me say good morning to Khadija Amin this morning. Good morning, Ms. Amin, and how are you this morning?
Good morning. I am great. I'm wonderful, energized, and I'm happy to join you.
Well, you talk about you being good this morning. No doubt you would have experienced or been aware of some inclement weather we would have had in the country, in certain parts of the country, and I'm sure that in your own jurisdiction that there would have been a number of residents who would have been impacted by such. Could you bring us up to speed as to what is happening within the constituency as a result of that bad weather pattern yesterday?
Yes, as a matter of fact, yesterday I walked in the Page area and I cut my walk short. I finished early because I immediately went to attend to some constituents whose homes were damaged in the high winds. So together with the councillors, we were able to mobilize immediately to cover the part of the roof of the whole house that was damaged with tarpaulin, provide them with mattresses. We are going back today with some food stuff because they indicated they couldn't take the food stuff yesterday because they don't have a proper space to cook and so on. So we had a lot of volunteers from the community who are actually UNC supporters and part of our campaign who immediately went with us to lend assistance. So the cleanup and so on would have been taking place last night, and I will be returning to provide some of them with some food stuff. But I also asked that any persons who are willing to assist, you can contact the families directly or through myself or the councillors. Please whatever little you wish to give to assist that in this time of need, it will be greatly appreciated.
All right, but you talk about the time of need, Miss Amin. Could you bring us up to speed, share information with us as to how many families would have been affected, how many homes would have been affected by this bad weather pattern?
I'll give you an example. One home in Monte Grant, which is close to the UE Sporting Facility, there are 25 persons living in that household, in that building. So it is quite a few. So if, one hamper you would appreciate would not suffice, right? So that is one instance. There's another one in St. Augustine South, and the councillor is also returning there this morning to assess what is needed. But we were not as badly affected as in some other areas. We had a lot of areas where we had fallen trees. So like in Freeman Road and Oropoon, we had a tree fall. We had some bamboo stool falling across the road, but no houses were damaged.
All right.
But one of the biggest, the hardest affected is that family in Monte Grant area, which is St. Augustine, near to UE there, and that family has about 20 people in that family.
You seek election for the United National Congress in the St. Augustine constituency. In light of what would have transpired yesterday, have you had any sort of communication with operators out of the Office of Disaster Preparedness and Management?
It's unfortunate, but I think that the PNM is trying to use the disaster unit for political purposes. And I have no fear in stating that. Our councillor, Jalen Rupnarayan, is a UNC councillor, and she of course works with the Tunapuna region, and their disaster unit were notified of the incident in St. Augustine. And instead of mobilizing the disaster unit, the PNM chairman sent two PNM activists in PNM jerseys to the household, indicating that they were there from the disaster unit. They don't work with the Tunapuna Corporation. They are not officials of TPRC or the disaster unit, but they really came there for political purposes. But thankfully, our councillor, Ms. Jalen Rupnarayan, is a very hands-on person. She's always on the ground. And she, in fact, went and collected 2 mattresses. She brought tarpaulins and so on. And she was in her own vehicle. And she was on the scene assisting. And we are assisting based on a need, not for any political purposes. So it's unfortunate that in this time of disaster, a person who's assigned as a chairman of a corporation would choose to be political as opposed to really helping the people. What I would like to see happen for that family is that they get the disaster grant from the National Self-Help Commission. And because I know when the UNC was a government, to any family affected by disaster, we would immediately provide them with materials through the National Self-Help Commission to repair their home. So I am hoping that through the disaster unit that family will be able to get the assistance. The disaster unit is visiting this morning at 9 a.m. to do an assessment. I have been in communication with them, and our councillor continues to work with them to facilitate that assessment taking place. Even though we are not in government, my party is not in government, I have already reached out to private persons to sponsor some material to help repair the home. If they are allowed or granted a self-help repair grant, I will be very happy for them. But my help will also still be forthcoming in whatever way we can assist. But those who are in government have a responsibility to help any person in a time of disaster and in a time of need, not for political purposes. I left a walkabout. My entire team left what we were doing, which was meeting and greeting residents, to immediately attend to that family. And we will continue to serve people like that, regardless of their political affiliation,
All right, Ms. Amin, you would have served as chair of the regional corporation some time back. Walk us through what are some of the let's say protocols, or rather what are some of the benefit that these people ought to have gotten from the government of the day. Share with that, because some of them may not be quite aware of what is the process or processes to use to get some of these benefits.
In a time of disaster, the regional corporation is one of the first responders. When, for instance, if a tree falls, especially if it's blocking a roadway, we do have the corporations have the chainsaw operators who go and cut the tree and clear the roadway together with the laborers. In case of damage to homes, when you have flooding, the disaster management unit does the assessment, which would inform the Ministry of Social Welfare in terms of who requires grants for damages to their homes or to replace furniture and appliances. That grant still exists, but not many people have been getting the grant. The disaster unit of the regional corporations would collect the information and provide it to the ministry. The disaster unit would also provide things like tarpaulin to put over if people lost roofs and so on, mattresses, but we have been getting a lot of these things from private sponsors. So the first response comes from the regional corporation, and then you have the other ministries stepping in. So when the corporation is on site, the information provided to the Ministry of Social. It's also provided to the National Crisis Commission. In fact, I encourage our disaster unit to keep forms, application forms, for the National Crisis Commission, so that they could fill out that on site and provide it to TELCEL. But TELCEL, in the case of a disaster, a fire, flooding, where you have high winds ripping off roofs and damaging homes, or a tree falling on a home, TELCEL should provide a grant, for materials to repair the home. And the regional corporation often provides labor to assist the families to use that material to repair the home. So the regional corporations play a significant role in responding to disaster.
All right, Ms. Amin, let's shift gears here a bit and touch on politics 2020. No doubt the St. Augustine constituency is integral to the United National Congress if they want to assume office. This morning I would have spoken with your colleague Jolene John, and she's remaining quite confident that she can win that seat for the party. When last you and I would have spoken was about 2 weeks ago. You said you would have been quite confident of actually winning the constituency for the party also. Are you remaining quite confident? What are you seeing on the ground? What are you hearing on the ground?
Yes, certainly. I am confident that the UNC will bring home the St. Augustine seat. I know that there are several contenders. I know that it might be a keenly contested seat, but I am very confident of the UNC bringing home the seat because we have worked. We have UN councillors who have been on the ground with the people. I myself would have been a councillor some years ago in St. Augustine, and our campaign continues to be a meet the people campaign. In spite of all the COVID restrictions, even though we are not having mass meetings, we are meeting with the people where it matters one-on-one on the ground. And it is quite an exercise because, and I say exercise, pun intended, because when I go to homes, I literally run between houses. But the precious time I spend listening is very important. So when I complete a conversation at one home, I run to the next gate. And in some places where the houses are far apart, we use vehicles to go from one to the other, but our walk and meet and greet is important, and the energy we are getting in St. Augustine is fantastic. I share with the sentiments of my sister, Jolene John, and Hokita Talparo, and I feel confident that she will bring home this seat. We have also attended the motorcade in Tunapuna, where the political leader, together with our candidate, Mr. David Naked, would have gone through that constituency via a massive motorcade, and the energy is really fantastic. But the work that Mr. Naked has been able to do in touching the lives of the people of Tunapuna is making a difference, because they have had an MP who is a nice guy, but he has not performed. So even people who would have been PNM supporters in the past are saying, listen, we want to vote for performance. And so I'm seeing that energy along the East-West corridor. While St. Augustine may be considered a UNC safe seat, the energy along the corridor is part of the energy that we share. So even in St. Joseph with Mr. Aloy Hunt, we are seeing that energy for the UNC, and it's very positive.
All right, Ms. You talk about energy, but it is quite challenging indeed, as you would imagine. Given the fact that we have this spike in COVID-19, a number of cases within the last a week or so, what would be your message, and take into consideration this spike, what would be your message to supporters of the United National Congress as they whip up, the campaign ahead of August 10th?
The UNC has been a forerunner in using virtual platforms to inform people. We have our virtual platform campaign meetings. We have our social media activities, so that we have been reaching people in their homes via social media and the World Wide Web. We have not been having, of course, mass rallies, but we continue to do the house-to-house visits, and I always encourage my team. I myself, I wear my mask, I use hand sanitizers. We do a fist bump or an elbow bump, and we keep and maintain a distance while having the conversation with people. People have been very respectful of the restrictions and welcoming of it, in fact. But our tradition, sometimes I meet people who are so excited, and I myself am excited to see them. And we would usually greet with a hug or a kiss. But we are not doing that because of the COVID restrictions. And the cases that recently popped up, some are along the East-West corridor, are of great concern to the people within the constituency that I walk. So in trying to protect, not only protect myself, but to protect the people I meet, it's important for me to observe the regulations with regards to personal protection, such as the face mask, hand sanitizers, and maintaining the distance. So we will upkeep that.
Okay, Ms. Amin, I want to thank you very much for joining us this morning, and thank you very much for your time. All the best to you and your party. I'm sure that we'll touch base again before August 10. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for having me.
Okay. The voice there of Khadija Amin, the UNC's candidate for St. Augustine. No doubt certain parts of St. Augustine, households and so on, would have been impacted by this bad weather, which we would have experienced yesterday. That is in certain parts of the country. She said that she will continue to offer support to those people who would have been impacted. Stay with us here, 975 FM Hot Like Pepper. I need to get into some commercials this morning. And when I come back, we'll continue with our discussion right here. 975 FM Hot Like Pepper. The time in the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago. It's just about 24 minutes here to the hour of 9 o'clock. Note that time check came to you through the kind courtesy of Mr. Rajendra Rampasad, who is the People's National Movement candidate for the constituency of Couva South. Stay with us. 975 FM Hot Like Pepper.
Electrical Supplies Limited of Southern Main Road, Canoopia, for all your plumbing and electrical supplies, water heaters, filters and water pumps, plus all parts for Gould, Pentax and Leo pumps. Choose from leading brands such as Cooper, Varma, BTCino, Leviton and General Electric. Call 665-6954 for more information. K-Wise Electrical Supplies Limited of Southern Main Road, Canoopia.
I have journeyed.
Greeted in the wonderful name of Jesus. My name is Bishop Kelvin Khan from Endurance Ministry International. Our new location is in Railway Road, Londonville. You can tune into 97.5 every Sunday morning from 6 a.m. till 8. Tell your nanny and your nana, Jesus is the answer.
It's Yummy Tummy Time with Umi. I am Uma Ratan Singh, inviting you to join me on Yummy Tummy with Umi.
Yummy, 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 I got love in my tummy.
Mondays to Thursdays, just after the 10 a.m. news update and Let's Talk Guyana. Yummy Tummy with Umi brings to you exciting and tasty recipes, and you can even learn to recreate dishes using leftovers. Yummy Tummy with Umi on U97.5 Hot Like Pepper Multicultural Radio. Catch us on YouTube at RCL U975 and Facebook. Remember to eat healthy, stay happy. Happy eating!
The following is a paid political announcement.
When I look back on the last 5 years, as a young working mother and wife, I have to say, things were so difficult. Going to the grocery, my salary could have barely made ends meet. My husband lost his job at Petrotrin. Our home is falling apart. We couldn't save. My daughter was born in the time of the UNC. I felt so confident that she had a bright future. God forbid, if this PNM returns, my household will be finished. On August 10th, my unemployed husband and I will be voting for our lives and our future. We will be voting UNC.
That was a paid political announcement. The following is a paid political announcement.
Hello, I am Rajendra Ramprasad, your PNM candidate for Couva South. I ask for your support to take Couva South into government and to improve the quality of life for all of us. I have specific plans to create jobs, to improve agriculture, to revive Point Lisas, and to develop our infrastructure, also to enhance security. As a person born in Dow Village, California, and started my education at Esperanza Presbyterian School, I want to use my years as a successful businessman and a resident of Couva South to partner with you to make our communities better. I ask for your vote on August the 10th. Vote Rajendra Ramprasad, the right choice for a better Couva South. Vote PNM.
That was a paid political announcement.
U97.5 FM, Hot Like Pepper, Multicultural Radio will be bringing you coverage of Election Day 2020. Look out for live capsule reports throughout the day as you make your way to the polls. Then you can join our live panel discussion from 8 p.m. as we bring to you the election results. Exclusive on U97.5 FM.
Yes, indeed, and welcome back to 97.5 FM, Hot Like Pepper. 20 minutes here to the hour of 9 o'clock. Time check, courtesy the People's National Movement candidate for the constituency of Couva South, Mr. Rajendra Ramprasad. Well, I have some callers here on the line. Hello, good morning, and welcome to 97.5. Good morning.
Morning, Mr. Pemberton. I'm listening to the program.
Good morning to you.
What I have to say, you have people building house on the riverbank. And when them get flooded out, you're taking taxpayers' money and giving them help. Why they don't ask them who give them permission to build house on the bank? They're making half a dozen children and have them on the bank. They're secreting the river bank and all this kind of thing. And next thing again, I see with this politician, they must listen to, he had a program on this said registration Sunday with Kelvin Khan. Listen what politicians do with people. They come in a place of worship and ride your back, and when they blue light fly in the brain, and you go for help from them, they call you a bagalu. That is how they treat people. I'm a pensioner. Man broke up bona fide road before and building a house and run his toilet water, creating a health threat to my family. I cannot do nothing. The corporation chairman, Gauri Rupama, doing nothing about it. He asked me, why you calling the radio station? Mustn't call it. Don't highlight these things. Don't highlight the wrong that these people doing to senior citizens. They must listen to it. Balaram Rudal Molina described a member of parliament as a stink mouth. You have a Pandian Princeton Corporation. Balaram too. He have a stink mouth. This man tell me a pensioner come out to your office. That is how they treating pensioner today. And they must listen to this program, this bishop, and they will listen to the type of politician they have. All they have to lie to reach in power. Thank you, Mr. Kenrick.
All right, well, thank you very much. Well, I recognize your voice. This is not the first time you have lamented your situation. And to this end, I want to call out Gauri Rupnarayan, Barry Padarat, and all the operatives there at the Princeton Regional Corporation. This gentleman has been complaining about the situation for the longest while, and he has been treated, according to him, with utter disrespect by operatives at the Princeton Regional Corporation. So this morning, calling out Barry Padarat, the candidate for the Princeton constituency, are calling out Gauri Rupnarayan and those operators. Look into this man's issue. He has been calling this radio station for the longest while, and he has a point, and his point is well taken. That is, here you have people arbitrarily occupying state lands, building homes or structures and what have you, and whenever anything untowards happen, you have the authorities of the day reaching out and helping them, while people who are taking all the necessary processes to do what is necessary, they are left out in the rain. I make no apologies for saying that, You see, in this country, we must treat people with respect. This gentleman, as I said, have been calling this program on a number of occasions, outlining his problem. And when he relates such to those people who he may be of the view can help him, they turn the man away. Let's take this call on the line. Hello, good morning, and welcome to 97.5. Good morning.
Good morning, Kenrick.
And good morning, sir.
This last caller, I can't tell you how much my heart goes out to him, because I work in the construction sector, and I have seen over and over that the state tolerate these squatters. Right? I know people might say that's something inhumane, but to me, if you want a government assistance when it comes to your home, you must have an approved housing plan. If you have no approved housing plan, you should not be entitled to state assistance, because squatting is a major issue that is causing the flooding in this country. Right? Now, we talk about Princeton and that corporation. That corporation is a complete collapse. That is, I don't know how to describe it, and I want to go nasty this morning. In Penal Debe, there is this major financier of the UNC, right? And that Penal Debe Corporation is all UNC. That is backfilling the river, right? And nobody seems to care. The chairman of the corporation will come and pretend he trying his best and say, well, we're going to court. But I am saying, if somebody break the law, you as a corporation, let's say they put up a wall, you destroy it and charge it to their account on the books, and let them go to court if they want, if they feel that they have gotten an injustice. Why should the corporation wait and let it spend 5 and 10 years in the court and pretend that they're doing something? The corporation should go on the front foot and say, listen, you are breaking the law. I am going to destroy this because this is causing a problem in the community. That guy who called is a pensioner. How much effort it takes for him to go out and do business because of his physical condition, probably. And when they go there, they're not only being turned on, they're being insulted, right? And spoken to in a way that have no respect for this person who would have probably served this country, paid his taxes, and etc. And now that he's retired, have to go through this frustration. It is unacceptable. We are tolerating illegal activities in this country too much. Thank you, sir.
All right, my friend. Well, I totally appreciate what you would have said to me this morning, and I would have lamented such that in this country we have a tendency to encourage lawlessness. I make no apologies for saying that. Hello, good morning. Welcome to 97.5. Good morning.
Put that caller to the top of the class this morning. Put him. You know why? That is exactly what I have been saying for the longest while. Kenrick, I went and I asked the chairman of the corporation to show me the records where this gentleman in question, when he talked about a financier blocking the river course. And up till I cannot get the records to prove to me that what he said is true. May I have to take a lawyer now to file for that, or go to the Freedom of Information to get that information to show that, yes, they have him in court? That caller nailed it this morning. Because when you go to the government offices or even corporation to get assistance, they run you around.
No, but only if you have a matter in court, as we are talking here about now. If you have this matter in court, there's no sort of let's say construction ought to be encouraged until the matter has been settled. Yes,
Kenrick, I agree with that. But at the time when the person put up the wall and blocked the river course, We made reports. I went to the statutory meeting and I proved with pictures and videos to the CEO and to the chairman. And to this day, they keep saying, oh, the matter in court, the matter in court. So the matter in court and people losing every year in flood because you block the river. And when you're asking for compensation, you ain't getting nothing. And you're losing every year. The caller is right. Break the wall. Send them the bill. Let them put you in court after for doing it. Because how many years again we go to stand up and say corruption is real in this country? And when you go to get help, I joined the conversation late with the gentleman, the old pensioner, you know. But I listened to that man's contribution. And that is the reason why we have formed a flood group in South Trinidad to deal with matters like these so that people cannot say we wasn't highlighting it.
No, but my heart goes out to the man. I sympathize with him because he would have called this program on a number of occasions.
Just as what I was doing for the past 18 years on this program, Kenrick, to get a certain river clean. How many years I've been doing that, Kenrick?
All right, well, let me again call out Gauri Rupnarine this morning.
Kenrick, you're calling them, you're wasting your breath because
call them out.
In the air.
Call them out to look at this matter.
Kenrick, they're studying you right now. Look. I look at a picture with some of the UNC operators doing the walkabout. Nobody wearing masks. So by you wasting your breath and time to call them out, what that gentleman have to do is go to legal aid and get a lawyer from the legal aid department to write on behalf of him. That is the best advice I can give that pensioner this morning, because election is on. Nobody concerned about COVID-19 and corruption. All they say, get you back in office. We want to help you. We want to represent you. And when they get there, Kenrick, you do see them. You go to them. You can't find them.
All right, Larry, let's leave it there for a while. 975 FM Hotline Pepper, 10 minutes here, or rather 9 minutes here to the hour of 9 o'clock. At the top of the hour, you can join the Bees Hi-Fi. We'll be taking you until the hour of 12 noon. We have some other callers on the line. Hello, good morning. Welcome to 97.5. Good morning.
Hey, good morning.
Hi, good morning, Brian.
Well, I hear Larry. I hear you, right? And I understand what he's going through, right? I can tell you that.
All right, hold on, Brian. What advice you would have to that elderly gentleman who would have called me this morning, and he would have lamented to me that very same problem on this program for the longest while now, and whenever he seeks some sort of help from the Princeton Regional Corporation, he's saying to me this morning that these people abuse him and chase him out of the office.
Well, I've never known that to happen, right? Now, to be honest, Kenrick, I did not hear the full problem of the gentleman, right? But what I would strongly recommend, I don't know if he did it, right, is that he seeks a meeting directly with Chairman Gauri, right?
Well, he's saying that they chase him out of the office. They don't want to hear him.
All right.
This is his claim.
Well, I would suggest maybe if that gentleman can call me, 772-9794. I will hear what is the situation, all right, and I will guide him accordingly.
Well, you're an attorney, Brian. Maybe you can guide the man. Write a letter to the corporation.
Well,
help the person.
I will guide him accordingly. I'm not sure who his counsel is as well, right? Because if it's Princeton Regional Corporation, if his counsel is maybe Sean Primchan or one of them, I will call the counsel and see what can help. Right, but like I said, I don't know his problem fully. But if he hears my number, I hope that he can call me. Outside of that, I wish to inform Larry and the public, right, that the UNC has expressed fully while on our walkabout, so we've asked persons to continue wearing their masks. Up to yesterday, I was in an area, and everybody wore their masks, so we are keeping within the COVID-19 guidelines. Okay? Even the political leader herself, when she had her motorcade into the Pune, she wore her mask. I don't know if the code is there. She can even say that it's true or not, but she did wear her mask. But Ken, I have a concern. Why would the Prime Minister tell this country that it is expensive, it is costly to bring down persons who are to be observers, when in fact the Commonwealth Secretariat made it quite clear that the cost is paid by them? So why would he say that, right? I mean, it's getting to the point where it's getting ridiculous. And I've listened to their service because on their platform, it's not the comments that they are making. It is getting to the point of ridiculous. And I know that Eric listens to your program now, right? And I'm just saying that please, if you are speaking on matters, speak with some form of truth. And also, it is time that the PNM learn. If you are desperate and you know and you are at the end of desperation, by coming in the middle of the night and tearing down banners and also burning banners at Alloy Hunt, then clearly you are showing that there is nothing more you can do in the constituency of St. Joseph, where I am from, and I totally condemn these acts. And I am saying, if that is how you are campaigning for Terence Dial Singh, stop it, and for God's sake, stop it now.
All right, well, I hear you, Brian. But this is the political season, Brian, and these things will continue. Yeah, actions like these will continue. But before I end today, I want to take issue with those bloggers, all those people who go on social media, especially on Facebook, and condemn Ricky Jai for penning and singing a song for the People's National Movement. Shame on you. Shame on you. Get a copy of today's Guardian and look at page 9. Yeah, look at page 9. There's a graphic photograph. The caption said, "Soca artist Silent Star performs for UNC leader Kamla Persad Bissessar during a motorcade with Shaguna's East candidate Vandana Mohit." Look at the photograph. And those of you who would have been quite critical of Ricky Jai, well, all they should bend all their head in shame. Let me take this final call on the line. Hello, good morning. Welcome to 97.5. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning to you.
I personally spoke to you. I believe it is a cell phone concerning some problems I have.
Oh, yes. My friend, because of the very hectic political season that we are in, that would have escaped me. But I give you the assurance that I still have it on my agenda, and I will discuss it with the relevant people sometime this week. All right?
Okay.
All right. Well, thank you very much. Thank you very much for your contribution with me this morning and for reminding me of such. Folks, that's it for our program for today. But before I go, let me remind you that Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley will be hosting a media conference today at around 11 o'clock this morning. It should be very interesting to hear what the Prime Minister has to say to the people of Trinidad and Tobago. Stay with us here, 975 FM, hot like pepper. But I have time for one more caller this morning. Hello, good morning. Welcome to 975. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Right. Tell Brian Big. Thanks. The first person I go to school, you have a man. No foot. Tell Brian Big he and Kamla and just them there. Would you say, tell me, they can't help me?
All right, well, hold on. You have been, you would have called this program on a number of occasions in recent past, and you would have been very, very critical of the administration and more so the leadership of Kamla Persad Bissessar. But they are not in power. They are not in power. Tell me what sort of help you would have gotten from the People's National Movement thus far as it relates to your challenges. Have you reached out to them? Have they offered you any sort of help? You can call me back tomorrow and share your thoughts with me. I have this other caller here on the line. Hello, good morning. Welcome to 975. Good morning.
Yeah.
Good morning.
Unfortunately, I don't know who that is.
Yeah. He's called me many moons ago. He's from out of Marabella. Yeah, you probably know of the individual.
But what's his problem?
He has some sort of challenge and he's seeking some sort of help from the Ministry of Social Development and what have you. But the UNC is not the People's Partnership is not in power.
Well, wherever if he's Marabella, then more than likely he falls under San Fernando West.
Yeah, well, I understand, Ryan. That's what I'm telling him. Seek help from these people. What sort of help he would have gotten from them? I don't know. Anyway, that's it for our program for the day. Before I go, I want to leave you with this selection. You know, I love leaving you with one of my favorite selection. I want to leave you with this morning and invite you to join me again tomorrow just after the 6 o'clock hour where we'll do this all over again. Tomorrow we have a short an abbreviated version of the morning program because Shiva has to be somewhere else. We are committed to covering some Islamic program tomorrow, Shiva. Yes, so that we'll tell you a bit more about that during the course of the day. 975 FM, Hot Like Pepper. Good morning, people. Take care of yourself. Out of here. You can catch me again tomorrow for an abbreviated version of the morning program. Stay with us, 975 FM, Hot Like Pepper.
Mr. Trinidad, tell me what scene you on. Do you just like political confusion? You criticizing the